Winter is upon us, and the boys of Caribou County have divided their attention between the mats and the hardwood. Tonight, we put our focus onto the basketball court for another thrilling edition of Caribou County basketball. It doesn't matter if you put on the red and black of Soda Springs, the red and gray of Grace, or the purple of North Gem. When it comes to Caribou County basketball, the Bear is colorblind in its coverage, bringing you every dive into the bench, every shot from the outside, pass to the paint, as the boys of the county fight, scratch, and claw their way towards the hope of an appearance at the state tournament. It's boys basketball in Caribou County right now on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Sports on KBRV are brought to you by Sanders Furniture, Reed's Plumbing and Heating, Monsanto, Silver Star Communications, and by Cook Brothers Broadcasting. Now, let's turn our attention to the court as we send it to the voice of Caribou County, Caleb Burgraff.
And for the second straight night, I welcome everybody out once again to the home of the Sugar-Salem Diggers. Well, not the second straight night here. The second straight night on the road, though, for the Soda Springs Cardinals. As tonight they get set to take on the Sugar-Salem Diggers for the second time this season. The first time these two teams met, it was a win for the Soda Springs Cardinals, as that was the first game of the year for both of these two teams. Sugar-Salem traveling down to the home of the Cardinals, where they were able to come away with a hard-fought 49-39 victory in that game, and the Cardinals hoping for a similar result tonight, but it's going to be somewhat difficult tonight as they're going to be playing without their starting point guard, Ridge Thompson, who put up 9 points in that first matchup between these two teams. They're also going to be playing with a very limited bench, as well as Riley Harris also is injured. He has not been out in some of this game for the JV game, although that could be because they are saving him for getting him out on the court. He was injured last night at South Fremont, tweaking his ankle, but they said they were going to try and tape that up. So the Cardinals have a couple of interesting keys to watch for. We'll talk more about those as we continue on in the pregame show. Right now, for those of you watching online at mylocalradio.com, and for those of you listening at KBRV 800 The Bear, the JV game is going on the court right now with a score of 40-34. Soda Springs trailing the Sugar-Salem Diggers on the scoreboard by 6 points with 1 minute and 5 seconds to go, as a quick foul is going to be made out there on the court by Hunter Bybee, and that is going to send Sugar-Salem back over to the line on their side as the Cardinals look to try and fight their way and climb their way back into this game against Sugar-Salem and the Diggers. Again, though, we'll talk more about the JV game as it goes on if we need to, but first we're going to take a look back, closer look, I should say, back at what happened last time these two teams took each other on the hardwood. And for the Cardinals, again, it was that 10-point victory, a double-digit night from Tanner Myers. They're going to be hoping to have another one of those, and hopefully he can stay out of foul trouble in that game. As Hunter Bybee driving into the lane. Excuse me, that's not Hunter Bybee who just drove into the lane. That is Jaron Johnson who just drove into the lane to try and get onto the scoreboard for the JV team. So Tanner Myers was one of the big members of that team, scored in all 4 quarters for the Cardinals, 14 points and 7 rebounds. They had 9 points from Josh Balls, 9 points from Ridge Thompson. The one downside for the Cardinals in that game is they did end up turning the ball over a rough number of times of 18. That is not necessarily the official amount of turnovers that they had, as my scorebook is never going to be the official scorebook, but they did turn it over double-digit times in that game. Although if you look at last night against North Fremont, they had a much improved game against North Fremont in that contest, as they were able to really put forward a very good effort against the Cougars last night in that 1-point victory last night that gave the Cardinals a 3-1 record now on the season. They're going against a team in Sugar-Salem that is also 3-1 on the season, as after losing that game against Soda Springs to open up the season, they've reeled off 3 straight victories, including a double-digit victory last night when they welcomed Marsh Valley into town. So the Sugar-Salem Diggers also looking to try and keep their momentum alive. All that is going to be coming up here tonight as the Cardinals and the Diggers get set to challenge each other on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online at mylocalradio.com. We have 49 seconds left in the JV game. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have our Caribou Stand-Down Student, brought to you by Caribou Motor Rewind, as a quick 3-ball dropped home quickly. Sorry for the update. A 3-ball dropped home by Jared Johnson from the outside, splashed it from way downtown. A high moonshot's going to make this a 5-point game. Again, we'll take that break, come back, And on the other side, we will have that Caribou Motor Rewind standout student, as well as another update on the JV game going down on the court here at Sugar-Salem on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online at mylocalradio.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Today, my new dad and I shot off a rocket in the park.
Today, my new son and I failed to shoot off a rocket.
The rocket launched into the air.
And then crashed into the pond.
I'll never forget that day.
I'll never forget that day, even if I tried.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Here are your Lalaton's food specials for the week of December 10th through the 16th. We started all off with beef chuck roasts at $3.99 a pound. You can also get 10-pound boxes of fancy navel oranges at $5.99 each. Don't forget they have Western Family butter with select varieties at $2.79 a pound. Try out their Tropicana juices, 46 to 59-ounce select varieties for $2.99. That's your Lalaton's food specials for the week of December 10th through the 16th in Soda Springs.
Would your business survive a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out to the home of the Sugar-Salem Diggers here in the northern part of Idaho, just south of Fremont County, as Sugar-Salem looks to try and win both of the C team and JV games. The earlier game went to the C team as they are the Sugar-Salem C team in a 45-43 victory for the Diggers. Right now, the Soda Springs JV team trailing 44-37 after a quick basket made by Riley Simmons down low underneath the basket. While we talk about that, or while we have a timeout right now on the court, we're going to take a look at our Caribou standout student, brought to you by the Caribou Motor Rewind in Soda Springs. Their standout student today is going to be Robert Nielsen. We'll be back with Robert's comments right after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
For the past 32 years, the team at Caribou Motor Rewind has been specializing in pumps and electric motors, including domestic pumps for house wells. Offering parts and service, they have everything you need. The team at Caribou Motor Rewind thanks everyone in southeastern Idaho for your business and congratulates area high school students on their hard work and dedication to schoolwork and to sports. Caribou Motor Rewind, 198 North Hooper, Soda Springs. Stop in today.
Thanks again to the fine folks at Caribou Motor Rewind for sponsoring our standout student. Let's take a chat with Robert Nielsen, a junior at Soda Springs High School, right now on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Caleb Burgraff joined here with our standout student, Robert Nielsen from Soda Springs High School. And Robert, how's the school year been going for you so far?
It's been going great.
What all classes are you in this year? What are some of the ones that you're taking, and what are some of the ones that you enjoy so far?
Taking calculus, art, history, English, physics, and programming.
When you look at those classes, which ones are your favorites? Which one do you really enjoy going to the most?
I like calculus, art, and physics.
I noticed that I've seen a couple of the paintings that you've done from art. Where do you get the ideas, and what draws you into art as well?
It's fun. I don't know.
Being a junior here, you've had a lot of time to get to know the teachers and get to know the people here. Who's your favorite teacher to go into a class with?
I like Mr. McMurray.
What makes him such a good teacher? And what do you look for in a teacher in general? What makes a good teacher?
He makes it fun.
What are some of the things that you've learned in your high school career to this point in time that have made high school a little bit easier as far as getting through classes and getting through homework and stuff like that?
Pay attention.
Always a good key when it comes to that stuff. I know you're involved in a couple of clubs outside of the school too. You said BPA and Nerd Bowl. I used to call it Knowledge Bowl. What got you into those two things, and what do you enjoy about those two things?
It's Fun, you get to hang out with friends and do things you're good at.
Talk a little bit about BPA. For people who don't know what that is, give them a quick description of what that is.
It is Business Professionals of America, and you compete in events. I do Java programming events.
Are you looking forward to actually getting into the competitions with BPA, and what are some of the things that you're nervous about, excited about when it comes to those?
I am excited. I'm a little nervous. I won't know anything.
I'm sure you'll do great when it comes to that. What about Nerd Bowl? What got you into that, and what are some of your favorite things about participating in that event?
You get to hang out with friends, and it's pretty fun.
Now, outside of school, what do you like to do for fun? What are some of the things that you enjoy doing and kind of keep you active?
I like playing video games.
Favorite video game?
Madden.
Always good when somebody can toss out some Madden. When you come to Soda Springs High School, what makes Soda Springs High School a good school to come to? What really makes you enjoy coming to school here?
They're great teachers, and they're great friends. It's a great place.
Robert, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us here. You're a standout student, and hopefully you have a good rest of your year, and hopefully you have a good senior year moving on.
Thanks.
That was junior Robert Nielsen, our guest today as our stand-down student, brought to you by the fine folks at Caribou Motor Rewind in Soda Springs. We're tuned into the pregame show, and when we come back, we're going to talk with members of today's teams as the coaches show is going to start up here on this presentation of Caribou County's basketball on KBRV 800 The Bear with live stream and video online at mylocalradio.com.
mylocalradio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. mylocalradio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what mylocalradio.com has for you.
Hi, this is John Ondrasik of Five for Fighting, here for RAD, the entertainment industry's voice for road safety. You know, style is a personal thing, and your lifestyle is your business. But if you take it on the road, it becomes everybody's business. So please, plan ahead, designate before you celebrate. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale, and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to start foraging wild berries.
I was skeptical, but these are actually pretty good.
You don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Welcome back once again to the home of the Sugar-Salem Diggers. Caleb Burgraff here on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online at mylocalradio.com. It's time now for our pregame coaches show. As no one sees the game the way the coaches do, we're going to take a few minutes to visit with Sean Freeman, the head coach of the Sugar-Salem Diggers, get his thoughts on today's game. After this, we're going to talk with the head coach or the assistant coach of the Cardinals as well, with Brent Erickson. All coming up on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Caleb Burgraff here with Sean Freeman from the Sugar-Salem Diggers. And Coach, you guys now getting back onto the winning track, back-to-back wins for your team. What are your thoughts on the way your boys are playing right now and coming into the weekend?
I think our kids are starting to play very well together. They're starting to understand fundamental things, taking advantage of the basics, free throws, rebounding, those types of things. We've been working really hard at practice, and we're getting better.
We talk about the fact that you guys don't necessarily have a ton of size out there on the court, but it feels like the system that you've put out there with your kids, as soon as they start to accept it, is going to be one that can really work. And I think Soda Springs is another example of that, where you two match very well in that side of things. Is that something that you like to see your team go against other teams that match up like you, so you can see what your boys need to do as well?
Yeah, it's always good to see different matchups. We talked about this earlier, but physical play, the 5th District has. It makes us tougher, and we like to experience that. And, you know, and see some teams that are quick and can shoot and get the ball up the floor. It's been a good testament for us and them to be able to play against each other.
First time you guys played Soda, it was a very tight contest through most of the game. It didn't really get out of hand until that very last bit of the fourth quarter. Are you expecting another one of those games, and what do you do and what do you tell your kids when you're in those type of tight games to try and keep them motivated and keep them pushing through it?
Just keep working, you know, run an offense and get better. I mean, we made one field goal in the fourth quarter against Soda last time, and all our other points came from the free throw line, so we missed a lot of shots and we weren't very fundamental. We turned the ball over a lot, and so just try to keep them motivated and focused. And I think that it was a good loss. If that sounds dumb, or not, but it's good to lose and to get through some stuff, and they deserve to win. I mean, they played well and we just didn't execute.
Caleb Berggraf with Coach Sean Freeman, and when you play a team a second time, it's always a little bit tougher that second time around when you go on them, because they know what you have a little bit more out there on the court, and the same thing for them, where you know what they have out there on the court. What changes in your strategy as a coach when you get that second rematch?
Well, it does help you. Both people get more information, so they understand each other better. It's not a feel-out game, so I think the game gets going a little faster because they understand, you know, what we're looking to do and make adjustments, and that's what good coaches do. And Coach Bergholm does a great job at that. And so I think you make the adjustments and you're able to see what you can do. It helps out a lot. It's a tough second game.
One last question for you, and that's with your kids this second week. Are there any kids that you've really seen start to grow into their game a little bit more that you were expecting a lot from this year?
Yeah, I think Jaron Rose stepped up last game. He's starting to come along. He's been out with football injury. Cameron Garner. It's kind of hard with asking that question because I played 12 kids on last night, and they all had a role. I think 10 of our 12 scored. They did. I know that. And so as collectively, it's coming together. And I think that we have a guy that can step up every night if it needs to happen. And what happened last night, everybody was hitting on all cylinders. We still missed a lot of layups that we're trying to fix. So it's hard to just pinpoint one guy right now. But those two I've seen a big improvement from them.
Well, I know you have a really balanced team here at Sugar, and it's going to hopefully be another very good game against these two teams. I'm looking forward to watching it. Coach, thank you again for the time.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
That was head coach Sean Freeman of the Sugar-Salem Diggers here on KVRV 800 The Bearer, as well as online at mylocalradio.com. And tonight should be a very good contest between these two teams. I know it was the first time these two teams ended up matching up against each other, as it was the Soda Springs Cardinals coming away with a hard-fought 10-point victory. We have about 8.5 minutes or so until the start of the first quarter of play. We'll take another break, come back, and our conversation with Brent Erickson, the assistant coach and JV coach for the Soda Springs Cardinals, is on the other side on your home for Soda Springs basketball, KVRV 800 The Bear, as well as online where you can watch the live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Welcome, not you like winter. Winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
Whoa.
The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life.
Young adults of unique determination and experience, an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Back out here at the home of Sugar-Salem and the Diggers. Pregame show is continuing on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online at mylocalradio.com. We have one more interview to get to here, and that is our chat with Brent Erickson. He is the assistant coach for the Soda Springs Cardinals, as we talk a little bit about last night's game, as well as what the Cardinals need to do in order to come back with a second victory against the Sugar-Salem Diggers, as well as a way to move to 4-1 on the season if they can win here tonight. We also talk a little bit about the injuries that the Cardinals are going to have to deal with tonight, with Ridge Thompson not here tonight after hyperextending his elbow. He is going to be okay. It's not a season-ending injury or anything along those lines, but he is not going to be here for tonight's game. It is a bruised elbow. We'll talk with him a little bit more about that right now on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Caleb Berggraf joined up here on the pregame show with Brent Erickson, the assistant coach for the boys basketball team here at Soda. And Coach, as you look at what your team did last night, now that you've had a night to sit on it, what does that game mean for you guys as a whole? And what's the atmosphere for the team right now coming off of that win?
Well, our team was pretty relaxed today. We stayed around at the hotel till noon, and then we went to a little game center in Rexburg and just had a little relaxation, a little bit away from the basketball atmosphere, bowled, played miniature golf, had some pizza. So the kids are really relaxed right now. That win was a good win for them because we were foul trouble. Point guard Ridge Thompson was out, and I just felt like it gave the team some confidence winning on the road. That was our first road win this year.
We talked a lot about that win last night, so we're not necessarily going to focus on that game. The Diggers, on the other hand, were in action last night as well. They played Marsh Valley. A pretty solid win for them from everyone I've talked to against Marsh Valley and the Eagles. When you have to come into another team's house after they're coming off a win, how important was it to have that win last night coming in here instead of having a loss?
Very important. On the road, very important. Like I said, confidence for the team. We're coming in, for Sugar it was a win against Marsh Valley, which they beat at Marsh Valley, and we beat Sugar at Soda. It's going to be a different game tonight, but it was important for us to get that win, and we're rolling in here with a little more confidence too, and we're, take that Snake River loss. We're 1-0 right now on the road. Our win streak's 1-0 right now, so we want to improve that to 2-0 right now.
Caleb Berggraf with Brent Erickson. You look at Sugar. What were some of the things in that first game that you guys looked at from their team that make you nervous about coming back into this game that you really got to focus on and make sure that you close up some of the adjustments on?
Well, I think Sugar matches up with us really well as far as their quickness in their guards. So that's a thing that we'll have to deal with tonight. And I was looking at the stats from their game last night. One of their players hit 3 threes. We'll have to be aware of where he's at. Marsh Valley didn't have a great shooting night last night. They were 1 for 17 from beyond the arc, which is not very good. You're going to shoot like that from the field, you're not going to win. But, I'm sure that Sugar-Salem's defense had a big part of that, and we'll have to come in here and still, we're not going away from anything different than we've done in the past, solid team defense and move the ball around and, do the best we can on Sugar's court.
You guys last night got pretty beat up, and the final question for you on this one is, how much of a leash are some of the kids who got hurt going to have in tonight's game? I know Riley Harris got hurt pretty bad. Also, Ridge Thompson with the arm. What's the status on them, and what's the strategy going to be tonight with them on the court?
Ridge Thompson, his parents took him back home, and he actually went to an orthopedic, and Ridge is fine. Got a bruising in the elbow. Ridge is not going to be with us tonight, but Riley Harris is a little bit sore. His ankle's a little bit sore. I'm sure we'll tape him up and see if he can go, and I think it's going to be one of those decisions that he'll come out on the court and he'll be able to play, or he might not be able to. But, Coach, we still got a strong depth. That varsity bunch is, we can go 8 to 10 people deep and still not lose a beat on the court. So we feel pretty confident in who we have playing tonight.
Coach, as always, thank you for the time. Hopefully it turns into another good game and another win for Soda and the Cardinals.
Thank you.
That was assistant coach Brent Erickson here on the pregame show as the Soda Springs Cardinals getting set to take on the Sugar-Salem Diggers for the second time this year after winning by 10 points the first time they played. And a couple things to highlight from that pregame interview as one big thing is that the depth of this Cardinals team has definitely been shown, and they're even showing that more with a couple of kids from the JV team being called up tonight that normally do not get much playing time, as Riley Simmons as well as Morgan Steele both being moved up to the varsity team. Maybe they won't necessarily get playing time tonight, but they are going to be up there for this game. And also there's talks about them making the trip over to Parma with this team as well. So a lot of excitement as far as that is concerned for the Soda Springs Cardinals when you look at some of their JV kids getting some good minutes up at the varsity level here in tonight's matchup. We have about 1 minute and 10 seconds. With that, I'll give a couple more updates. Last night, the Grace girls team was taking on Mladen, the Lady Dragons. They were able to come away with a win, 46-32 in that game as they continue to build on their record and season. Also, today, the Marsh Valley Wrestling Tournament, the Soda Springs Cardinals were participating in that. Devin Adams took second in his pod at 182 pounds, so he is off to a good start, only lost one match in his pod during that match. As they are already getting set for the national anthem here at the home of the Diggers. We'll take a break, one more break, come back on the other side with our starting lineups on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online where you can watch live video streaming of tonight's matchup on mylocalradio.com.
Oh, Santa, it's nice to take a minute and relax in the recliner and love seat we got from Sanders Furniture and Appliance.
Oh, yes it is.
The folks at Sanders Furniture are always so nice to work with.
This year, they are going to help me by offering Christmas Eve delivery service to customers in the Soda Springs area.
That's great, Santa.
Stop in today for the perfect gift and have it delivered Christmas Eve. Sanders Furniture and Appliance, 148 South Main, Soda Springs.
This year, firefighters will battle thousands of wildfires around the country in hopes of containing them. But a single ember that escapes can travel more than 1 mile where it can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where the ember will land, only what happens when it does. Prepare, protect, prevail. Get fire adapted. Learn simple steps you could take now to reduce wildfire damage later at fireadapted.org. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council. Learn more at fireadapted.org.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college,
There's the library.
but she can still be close to her mom back home. Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
Would your business survive a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
Starting lineups being announced here at the home of Sugar-Salem and the Diggers. The Soda Springs Cardinals out first wearing their road blacks. We're going to start off with them as it is number 2, Tanner Myers, leading off the way, a 6-foot senior. Number 3 is Josh Balls, a 5'11" senior. Number 4, a new starter tonight, is Will Crest. He is a 6'2" senior for the Cardinals. And wrapping up the bottom 2 are going to be Will Sims, a 6'4" junior, and Henry Workman, a 6'4" junior as well. Cardinals wearing their road blacks outlined in red numbers and letters with red highlights outlined in white. Sugar-Salem and the Diggers are going to be coming out with a little bit of a switch up from their last starting lineup that they put out onto the court. Number 13, Parker Miller, who went off for 12 points against the Cardinals, is going to lead things off onto the court. Following him is number 14, Braxton Esplin. Number 21 is Jed Baldwin. Number 22 is Bryce Choppin. And number 24 is Junior Gonzalez, as he is going to be the new starter out there on the court. And talking with Coach Freeman about Gonzalez, he is a player that he has a lot of hope for. He's really trying to get him to calm down, become more of a leader on the team, and really take that leadership role, as he is going to be a big piece in tonight. And I was very impressed by Junior Gonzalez the first time these two teams ended up matching up out there on the court. So it's going to be curious to see what type of a role he is going to play in this game. Already seeing some interest from South Fremont in this game, as I saw the South Fremont coach up in the stands. He's got a camera, and he is going to be filming this game as South Fremont trying to get a little bit of film from this matchup. Cardinals will be out there. It'll be Henry Workman to take the opening tip, brought to you by the 3C Grill and Grace. Burgers, barbecue, and pizza, and they cater as well. That's the 3C Grill and Grace. Tell them that the Bears sent you over there to get yourself some delicious food. Official walks towards the center court. Cardinals will be working right to left on your radio dial. Workman goes up and cannot win the opening tip. It's picked up by the Salem Diggers. Underneath, it's going to be Parker. Goes up and can't hit the first layup. Rebound goes into Henry Workman's hands, and back up court will come the Cardinals. Near side, Will Chris comes in underneath the lane, lays it up short off the side of the rim. Rebounds battled for and finally pulled down by Parker Miller, and he'll give it off to Junior Gonzalez to bring it forward. Top of the key, Junior backs the ball out. Moves to the logo before swinging it to the right side to Esplin. Esplin pulls up at the free throw line. Down low, Miller up with a shot. Bumped on the shot. Taking an elbow to the chin is going to be Will Sims, but they're just going to pick the foul up as well. And Will Sims will send Parker Miller to the free throw line for 2 free throws and a chance to crack the scoreboard first for Sugar-Salem with 31 seconds gone by. First free throw up and good. Rolls across the rim and finally drops its way down. And there will be one more coming up for Miller. Again, he put up 12 points in that first game of these two teams matched up on the season. Can't get the second free throw, but the rebound's going to be tracked down. Pass into lane. Miller lays it up too strong, and this time going up and trying to get the rebound is going to be a jump ball as Henry Workman tried to pull it in, and the Cardinals will take possession. That is an Erickson Racing and Repair jump ball. The first of the game brought to you by Erickson Racing and Repair for all your automotive, snowmobile, and ATV repair needs. Henry Workman will pull in his second board with that one, and it'll be up to Josh Balls to bring the ball forward. 40 seconds gone by, 1-0 lead here for Sugar-Salem as Tanner Myers looks inside. Looks to his left to Josh Balls, now comes back around to the right where Will Sims takes the top of the key. Guarded by Junior Gonzalez, zone defense being played by Sugar-Salem as Tanner Myers takes the ball on the far side once again. Pump fakes with the ball, stands in front of the cheerleaders before moving to Henry Workman. He waves the ball around a few times himself, moves it back to Myers, back to Workman, finds a wide open Will Kress underneath the basket. Nobody near him. Great eyes by Henry Workman for the assist, and already an early mention for our play of the game possibility. Back the other way. Quick shot's going to be put up from the baseline by Jed Baldwin. Josh Balls with the rebound, quickly up ahead. He passes it to Henry Workman, and the Cardinals find themselves up by 3. Sugar-Salem not waiting any time as they're going to quickly push the pace back the other way. They miss the shot. Tanner Myers pulls in his first rebound, and he'll bring the ball forward. The senior goes between legs up top. Workman rises from the free throw line short, forces the ball out of bounds, and it's going to be a turnover back over to Sugar-Salem and the Diggers, as that'll be the first turnover of the game for the Cardinals on a missed shot coming from Henry Workman. Quick pace for both teams. A lot of shots going up here in the first quarter of play with 1:40 seconds gone by. Back up the court, it's going to be Junior Gonzalez. Goes over to the far side, rising for a quick shot is going to be Jed Baldwin. Can't get it to go from beyond the arc. Rebound and putback goes from Jace Hymas. He gets his first 2 points of the game, and Sugar-Salem back within 1. Josh Balls brings the basketball up the other way. Over to the right side. Will Kress takes the ball before feeding it to Sims over in the right side corner. Pulls the ball above his head, now steps in, takes it back outside to Tanner Myers. Finds Josh Balls, left side wing, 3 balls short. No good. Rebound goes into the hands of Will Kress, so he blows his putback, and a foul is going to be called on Soda Springs and the Cardinals as they'll turn it back over now into the hands of Sugar-Salem and the Diggers. They're going to call the foul on Will Sims, and that'll be his second foul already. He dealt with foul trouble last night and already into foul trouble once again tonight. 5 minutes and 48 seconds to go. 4-3 your score here, and it'll be once again Sugar-Salem to bring the ball forward. Junior Gonzalez takes the point, stands on the logo, looks back to his coach and Freeman before moving the ball to the far side. It'll be up top, taken by Chaffin. Chaffin drives in, tries to go up with the left hand, travels with the basketball beforehand, and turns it back over to the Cardinals as they match up even with 1 turnover apiece for either side. Sims will check out of the game. Back into the game is going to be Kyle Olson, the hero of last night's game for the Soda Springs Cardinals. making a three that brought them within 1 point, and then making a pair of free throws at the end of the game in order to give them the win. Josh Balls will bring the basketball forward, though. Black uniform, gives off now to Tanner Myers. Cuts it over to Will Crest, stands at the top of the key. Henry Workman takes it now right side. Workman skips a pass near side to Balls, goes down low, taking it there. Olsen trying to back his way down. Quick little spin around, but then throws the ball away. Picked off by Junior Gonzalez. Great steal by having his hand into the passing lane. Brings it forward, kicks the ball outside. Three ball up from the corner is going to be no good, and Tanner Myers picks up the air ball as the Cardinals will bring it back up after the turnover. Josh Balls moves it to the near side. Olsen goes over to Crest, left side corner. Working right to left are the Cardinals as Tanner Myers pump fakes, gets some room, puts up a shot short once again from the free throw line. Jed Baldwin in the right spot at the right time to get the rebound. And a bump is going to be called as the ball goes out of bounds. And two, Soda Springs and the Cardinals. So another turnover now for Sugar-Salem and the Diggers, as Baldwin couldn't control the rebound all the way through. Josh Balls to do the inbounding. Stands on the baseline, fakes a couple of passes, and 5 seconds is going to be called on the baseline. And another turnover by the Cardinals. Gives it back over to Sugar-Salem. Both teams struggling a little bit in the turnover category. 5 total turnovers in the first 3 minutes of this game with 4:51 to go. 4-3 your score. The Cardinals on top by 1 over the Diggers. Couple substitutions come in for Sugar-Salem as Jaron Rose will check into the game, as well as Cameron Garner. It'll be Garner to bring the basketball forward. Left-hand dribble, cuts back to his right, over to the elbow before going underneath the basket. Ball's going to be taken there by Luke Holt. He swings it to the outside. Baldwin tries to drive in. His pass popped up into the air. Tanner Myers with the steal. Breaks the ball up the court. Goes behind the back. Tries to back his way in. Loses his dribbling. Gives it back up top to Kyle Olsen. He goes into the middle. Henry Workman outside. Tanner Myers for three. Short off the front of the rim. Rebound comes back all the way outside where Jed Baldwin picks it up for his second board of the game. Jed up to the top of the key. Goes down low. Quick pass underneath the basket. Up as the ball is going to be Hymas. He's fouled on the play, and he's going to head to the free throw line for a pair of free throws after getting good position underneath the basket. Foul goes on to Kyle Olsen. It'll be his first of the game. Sugar-Salem is 1 for 2 so far tonight at the stripe with one more chance, or two more chances coming up here. Trying to tie it up, and the first free throw left short off the front of the rim by Hymas. Soda Springs will make a couple substitutions. Hiram Brown checks back into the game. Also back in the game, Parker Miller for Sugar-Salem, as he will stand alongside the baseline, matching up with Hiram Brown. One more coming up for Hymas. Crouches, puts it up, and this one is going to be good. That knocks this game up at 4 points apiece. Cardinals have a chance to try and get that lead back as they'll bring it forward. Josh Balls breaking the press, kicks it over to Will Sims, that's Crest, drives back to Josh Balls, lays him up and in. Great cut into the lane by Josh Balls on the give and go. 4:04 to go. Cardinals back up by 2. Left side of the court, driving in, cutting up and getting the shot off, but no foul call as he cuts into the lane is going to be Cameron Garner. Rebound goes to Tanner Myers. Again, the Cardinals push the pace up. Josh Balls once again running the court, lays it up and in, and the Cardinals up by 4. Doubling up Sugar-Salem. Far side once more. It's going to be Garner. Cuts the ball inside, throws the ball away into the hands of the Cardinals. Josh Balls trying to bring the ball forward, loses it. Picked up by Olsen. Ball still on the ground. Hiram Brown dives for it, and another jump ball is going to be called, I believe, as the officials blow the play dead. It will be a jump ball. That's another Erickson Racing and Repair jump ball for all your automotive, snowmobile, and ATV repair needs. Cardinals will get set to inbound the basketball, or Sugar-Salem will get to set to inbound the basketball after the Cardinals turn the ball over, this time for their 4th of the game. 3 minutes and 33 seconds to go. Soda Springs up by 4 points, 8-4. Up the court to the near side. The ball is going to be passed into the hands of Holt. Drives over to his left, stops at the free throw line before bouncing it to the near side. Miller holds it there, swings the ball around before they go over to the left side, where it's going to be into the hands of Shirley. Dan comes over to the near side, gives it back to Holt. He holds it for a moment before getting it over to Jaron Rose. Jaron passes over to the right side. Shirley tries to go inside, trying to work on Hiram Brown. Now backs it beyond the three-point line, gives it up to Holt. Holt drives in. 2 steps before pulling it back out. Parker Miller rises for 3 and banks it in from the back out. Parker Miller with 4 points now, and it's up to a 1-point lead for the Cardinals, 8-7 after the made three-pointer. Cardinals give it off to Josh Balls. He's going to swing it to the right side where Tanner Myers will hold on to the ball for a moment. Gives it up back to Josh Balls, who gives off to Will Crest standing on the left side wing. Waits, still waiting. 5-second count started now by Garner as Kress tries to drive around, feeds it off to Balls, right side wing, inside Hiram Brown, backdoor pass, great no-look pass by Hiram Brown to find Will Kress underneath the basket. Another opportunity there at your Trail Canyon Lodge Bed and Breakfast play of the game. 2 minutes and 19 seconds to go. Cardinals force a turnover. The other side, it's going to be Olsen laying it up. Too strong on the layup. Rebound tipped around. Will Kress finally pulls this one in, and the Cardinals will move it around before Tanner Myers drives in, lays this one soft off the glass, and up and in for the points for the Cardinals. They go back up by 5 points now, 12-7 on top of Sugar-Salem. Once more, Shirley takes the point before giving off to Garner. He goes inside to Holt, tries to drive through, lose the ball down to the ground. Another jump ball is going to be called by the officials here as Holt couldn't quite control the pass. It's going to be picked up, and the Cardinals will take over on another Sugar-Salem turnover. That's going to be their 6th of the quarter now by my count, with 1 minute and 48 seconds left to go. Soda Springs looking to try and go 2-1 on the road and get themselves a nice little win streak going here as Tanner Myers gets set to inbound. Pass into Olsen, thrown away. Sugar-Salem comes up with it. Jaron Rose, cutting into the hoop, is going to be fouled on the way to the basket. Good foul by the Cardinals there to avoid giving him an easy basket as Will Kress will pick up his first. Still no team fouls called on Sugar-Salem to this point in time, but part of that's because the Cardinals have been very, very quick with their ball movement and haven't really given the Diggers a lot of chances to get in the way. Jaron Rose knocks home the first free throw, though, makes them 3 for 5 at the line with 1 minute and 45 seconds to go first quarter. 12-8 your score. 4-point lead for Soda Springs. One more coming up here as Rose's second free throw rolls its way in and makes him 2 for 2 at the line with 2 points. Cardinals, no pressure as Will Kress brings the ball forward, hands this ball off to the top of the key where it's going to be Tanner Myers. Takes a couple steps forward, goes inside the three-point line a couple inches before bringing it back around to Olsen. He looks for a screen, picks up the ball after losing his dribble, now tries to hand it off, gets it to Tanner Myers. He dribbles it, steps back, has a shot blocked, and a foul is going to be called. Jaron Rose got a little bit too close to the face of Tanner Myers, and that's going to send the senior for the Cardinals to the stripe. First free throws coming up for Soda Springs in this game. Tanner Myers will step forward to the stripe before putting this free throw up and knocking it down. He's got 3 points now. Cardinals very even scoring so far. 3 points for Myers, 4 for Josh Balls, 4 for Will Kress, and 2 for Henry Workman. A 4-point lead right now, 13-9. Second free throw up and good as well. Give it 4 points to Tanner Myers, 2 for 2 on the trip. Minute 21 to go, far side. It's going to be Holt who takes the basketball, tries to drive left side on the baseline, puts up a quick shot. It's going to be called a foul on the ground. We'll see which Cardinal picks this one up. That's going to be another one on Kyle Olsen, his second foul, 5th team foul. We'll see if the Cardinals decide to sub Olsen in or sub Olsen out, I should say, or leave him in. They're going to leave him in for the time being. Far side pass is given to Shirley. He's going to drill it back around to the top of the key after taking on the wing. Goes inside of the paint, picks up his dribble, comes back up to the top where once more it's going to be Chandler Pincock. Tries to cut in, gets tripped up, falls down to the ground. Another jump ball is going to be called. That's another Erickson Racing and Repair jump ball. And it will be Sugar-Salem who retains possession of the basketball down underneath their own basket. And to do the inbound is going to be Luke Holt. New substitution back in as Choppin checks back in. It's going to be Garner who takes a seat on the bench. And Holt looks to inbound the basketball. Bounces it over to Pincock. He pump fakes, spins around over on the left side block. Loses dribble, and then is going to be called down on the ground. A whistle blows. We'll see. It's going to be an out-of-bounds call, and the Cardinals will take over on another Sugar-Salem turnover. Their 7th by my count in this first quarter. That's been their big problem so far as the Cardinals have really tried to take advantage of them and so far have. As Workman gets a quick lob pass from Tanner Myers. No good on the shot. Tanner follows everything, though, and is rejected on the shot. He's going to be back on the defensive end. Pincock travels with the ball underneath the basket. Easy call for the officials there as he shuffled his feet once he got inside the paint. Good job by the Cardinals pressuring that with Josh Balls as well as Will Kress. 45 seconds to go first quarter, 14-9. Cardinals on top by 5 points as Kress takes the ball. Left side wing, drives in, puts up the short layup off the front of the rim, and a foul is going to be called on Will Kress offensively. He drives into the lane and gets the bump, but he's going to be out of control when he does it, and it's going to be a turnover back into the hands of Sugar-Salem once more to bring the basketball forward. 38 seconds left to go as Sugar-Salem gives up to Shirley. He'll walk it up across the top of the key, or off across the logo, I should say. Hiram Brown picks him up near the top of the key, backs him up to the logo. 30 seconds to go now as Sugar bounces it near side, taken there by Hiram. He looks inside, drives left hand into the lane. Nobody comes up to block him, but he can't hit the layup. Workman pulls in the third rebound of the game for himself, and the Cardinals will again bring the basketball forward. Far side, Will Kress takes it on the wing, picks up his back dribble, gives it off to Tanner Myers. He controls the pass after tipping it a couple of times in his hands before moving it off to Balls. Balls goes over to the right side, picks up his dribble, finds Henry Workman, almost deflected away by Pincock. Now it is stolen by Pincock. Sugar-Salem drives up, shot up at the buzzer, won't find the bottom of the basket, and we head into the second quarter of play, with the score sitting at 14-9. Soda Springs on top of the Sugar-Salem Diggers on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Welcome back out to Sugar-Salem High School. Caleb Berggraf here on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online at mylocalradio.com. Soda Springs with a 5-point lead at the half, as they have really taken advantage of turnovers, been able to run the court very well, and are looking to try and build on this lead as they will start off with the basketball to open the second quarter of play. Tanner Myers takes the ball in the backcourt and will give off to Josh Balls to bring it forward. Comes up across the logo to the left side, bounces it behind his back before going back towards half court. Drives to the right, now goes back behind, clears himself some space, being guarded by Hayden Wood. Catches a screen, goes to his right, kicks it back into the middle. Henry Workman gives it up top to Myers. He goes underneath Riley Harris, rises, quick juice, can't get it to go, and Wood is going to pull down his first rebound of the game. He'll bring it up the court, comes to the near side. Shirley takes on the right side wing, pump fakes, left wide open for three, and cans it home. Dan Shirley wide open. You can't leave a kid that open and expect him to miss, as that makes it a 14-12 game now, and the Cardinals will again bring it forward up by 2. Tanner Myers skips a pass to the near side. Josh Balls holds on to it for a moment, looks inside. It's going to be Harris, goes up, fouled on the play as he tries to lay that one up and in. Great move by Harris to get himself some space down low in the paint. The foul is going to be called on number 20, who I do not have on my roster, as I will take a look and see if I can find it. Riley Harris gets the first free throw to go in his first moments of this game, as we continue to look and see who number 20 is for Sugar-Salem and the Diggers, as it may be Taven Norman. First free throw up and good. Second free throw follows that one. Make it 2 points now for Riley Harris. The Cardinals build it back up to a 4-point lead. Far side shot put up. Pincock can't get the three ball to go from the left side corner. It's Tanner Myers who pulls down the rebound, his 5th of the game already, and he gives off to Henry Workman. Right side, Myers gives it underneath. Harris throws the ball away, gets it back. Outside Myers tries to drive baseline, stops, puts up a short floater. No good. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Henry Workman. And it'll be back over once again to Sugar-Salem and the Diggers to bring the basketball forward. Bounce pass comes to the near side, and it is passed in by Luke Holt up the court. Bringing it slowly is going to be Hayden Wood as he takes over the point. Comes to the near side, no, goes left side to Holt. Fake to pass to the near side. Shirley now takes the basketball, drives right side, gives this one off to Pincock, drives into the lane, pump fakes, goes back around to his left, pump fakes, gets the foul call, and he's going to step to the free throw line after getting fouled. A pair of free throws coming up for Chandler Pincock now. Dylan Downs will pick up the foul. That's going to be his first. And as I said, at the line is going to be Pincock. Ball's going to be bounced out to him. Toes the line with the right foot, crouches twice, bounces once, crouches again, and now fires the first free throw up, rolls it around the rim, no good. Sugar-Salem was 4 for 6, make them 4 for 7 now. Soda Springs is 4 for 4 at the free throw line, as they have had very good success at the stripe so far in this game. One more coming up for Pincock, as this free throw up and good. So he goes 1 for 2 on that trip to the line. 4 points now in the quarter for Sugar-Salem to 2 for the Cardinals. Lead still at 3 for Soda Springs. Near side, Josh Balls comes over to the left side, goes up top to Tanner Myers. Pump fakes, now rises for 3, can't get it to go, rolls off the right side of the rim. Pincock tracks down the rebound. It'll be his first board of the game, and up court again will come Sugar-Salem. Left to right, they work the ball. Shirley gives it up top to Wood. Inside again to Shirley, fouled on his attempt inside the lane. Great job by Shirley to find some little opening down low inside the trees. Lays it up, can't get the bucket. The foul goes on Henry Workman, though, and it will send Shirley to the stripe. It will not be able to give Sugar-Salem the lead, but they can creep a little bit closer into this game, as the score still sits at 16-13 with 6 minutes and 13 seconds to go. And the first free throw is good, make it 14-16. Dan Shirley now with 4 points in the game. Full substitutions for the Cardinals, as out of the game come Downs, Workman, and Myers. Olsen, Sims, and Kress will check back into the game, with Kress, all 3 of them, playing with 2 fouls. 6:13 to go, one more free throw coming up at the line. And this one is up and no good. Bounces high into the air. It's going to be Will Sims who pulls down the board, then throws the basketball away, and it'll be back into the hands of the Diggers on the far side. First turnover of the quarter for the Cardinals. First turnover of the quarter for either team. It'll be Shirley, top of the key, over to Wood. He pump fakes, drives in on the left side, now kicks it outside to Pincock, steps back, rises, block shot. It's going to be Riley Harris who pumps up with the block. Will Kress comes up with the rebound on the block shot, and now a foul from behind as Hayden Wood, trailing Will Kress, is going to pick up his first foul, reaching in for the basketball from behind. 16-14, 5 minutes and 49 seconds to go, and the Cardinals will inbound after the third team foul on the Diggers. Inbounds pass goes to Josh Balls in the backcourt, and he'll walk it up to the logo before coming over to the left side to Olsen. He holds the ball up above his head, grips it tightly with 2 hands before going into Harris, takes a dribble, pump fakes, now double dribbles with the ball and turns it back over once again to Sugar-Salem. 7th turnover in the game now for the Cardinals, 2nd in the quarter, and once more Sugar-Salem has a chance to tie it up, down by 2, 16-14. It's going to be Garner taking the lead, comes up the basketball, picks up his dribble, gives off at the top of the key to Shirley. He cuts into the lane, takes on the right block, bounces outside to Wood. Up top to Pincock, who swings it all the way around to the right side. Garner tries to cut in, 2 steps to the hoop, puts up a shot, and he is going to be fouled on the way to the basket. 2 free throws coming up here. We'll see who they call it on. It's going to go on to Will Sims, his 3rd, and sends Garner to the free throw line. Cameron Garner at the line so far has yet to take any free throws. He has yet to score in the game as well. First free throw up and good, cuts it to a 1-point game, 16-15. As Will Sims will check out, Henry Workman checks back into the game. Only 1 foul for Workman, as he stands down low on the left side of the lane. One more shot for Garner, puts it up, cannot get this one to go. Rebound tipped up into the air, and a foul is going to be called from behind. That goes on Pincock for his first foul. And with 5:17 to go, the Cardinals will have another chance to inbound, but not before a timeout is taken. 5:17 to go. We'll take another break here on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
mylocalradio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Out of the timeout, the Soda Springs Cardinals will break the huddle with Will Kress, Josh Balls, Kyle Olsen, Riley Harris, and Henry Workman, a big lineup for the Cardinals in this game here tonight with 5:17 to go here in the second quarter. 16-15 Cardinals on top by 1 at the home of the Diggers, trying to come away with back-to-back wins here against bigger teams and sweep the Diggers much like they swept South Fremont. Ball pass to the right side. Will Kress holds on to the basketball. Now directs some traffic. Comes over to his left. Backs his way in. Gorkin against Garner. Quick pass over to Riley Harris. Goes up underneath the basket. Lays it up and in. Count the basket and the foul. Riley Harris, a strong move to the hoop for the 6'5" sophomore. Foul is going to be whistled on Taven Norman. And it's going to be his second. One free throw coming up for Riley Harris at the line. He's already 2 for 2. Free throw up. That is good. Knocks it home easily. He's got 5 points in the game to lead all Cardinal scorers, and all of them have come in this quarter. 4 minutes and 57 seconds to go with 19-15 the score. Cardinals on top by 4. Ball to the near side. Pincock takes it right wing. Dribbles back to the top of the key. Passes it near side to Shirley. He looks down low on the inside. Guarded by Josh Balls. There's a man-to-man defense being played by the Cardinals. Working around the outside are the Diggers as it goes inside to Pincock. Cuts his way to the hoop. Lays it up over the basket. Gets his own rebound. Loses it. It's loose on the ground. Will actually give Josh Balls the rebound, as I don't think Pincock ever fully controlled it. Will Kress brings it forward. Goes underneath. Henry Workman takes a dribble. Fadeaway jumper in the lane. Can't get it to go. And Pincock pulls down the rebound this time. His second board of the game. Josh Balls comes up a little bit gimpy. Cardinals get a steal. He's wide open on the lane. Cardinals lay it up and in with Josh Balls in the right place after coming up a little bit gimpy. Cardinals turnover is going to be forced, and it gives the Cardinals a 6-point lead. Pincock back the other way, lays up a shot, ends up getting it to go from the right side of the basket, and he's fouled on the play. He's going to have a pair of single free throw coming up here as Riley Harris picks up his first foul. Wild and fast action there for those plays, as the Cardinals will make several substitutions. Harris checks out, as does Josh Balls. Tanner Myers back into the game, along with Hiram Brown. Pincock at the line so far tonight, 1 for 2. Sugar-Salem at the line tonight is 1 above 500. Pincock's free throw up. No good. Rebound pulled in by Henry Workman, his 4th of the game, and it'll be up ahead. Tanner Myers, the near side. Olsen tries to drive to the lane, goes up with a shot short. Can't get the rebound either, as it bounces into the hands of Junior Gonzalez, and Gonzo is going to bring the ball forward. Goes up back to the logo as they'll reset the offense. 21-17. Cardinals up by 4 with 3:47 to go. Gonzalez over to the left side. Quick pass into the lane. Thrown away right into the hands of the Cardinals. Tanner Myers tries to quickly bring the ball forward. Is fouled as he tries to loft a pass up ahead to Hiram Brown. And the Cardinals will have an inbounds pass coming on the far sideline.
Foul on Sugar-Salem, number 13, Parker Miller.
Parker Miller picks up that foul. Another turnover for Sugar-Salem. That's their 10th of the game by my count. And with 3:41 to go, Cardinals get a chance to inbound from the far sideline, as Will Kress will stand just to the Cardinals side of the half-court line in front of the student section, and inbounds it to Tanner Myers. Tanner goes to the right side. Will holds the ball, swings it through before coming back up top to Olsen. He bounces one down low, and an offensive foul is going to be called on Tanner Myers, as they're going to say he extended the elbow and hooked his way around. That's his first foul, and gives it back over to Sugar-Salem once again. Another turnover for the Cardinals is their 8th turnover of the game now. 3 minutes and 31 seconds to go as Junior Gonzalez back into the game. Will bring it forward up the left sideline. Working left to right are the Sugar-Salem Diggers. They give it off into the corner, driving in, putting up a shot. Blocking it away is going to be the Cardinals, but a rebound off the block, laid up and in by Parker Miller. He gets the basket to go, and it's a 2-point game once again, 21-19. Over to the right side, Will Kress directs a bit of traffic, now comes back over to the near side. Guarded on the outside by Jed Baldwin, goes to the right side. Will picks up his dribble, now gives it off to Myers. Now extends the elbow as he gets himself a little bit of space. Gets a groan from the crowds. Workman rises for 3 from the near side, can't get it to go, and Baldwin pulls in his 3rd rebound of the game after the missed shot. Junior Gonzalez pushes it back up the court. Now pulls it back on the wing, passes it to the corner, taken there by Miller. Miller almost throws it away, able to be saved by Jed Baldwin. Now he's going to find himself some room, picked up his dribble as Tanner Myers fell down on the play. It's going to be back outside to Junior Gonzalez, though, as the Diggers couldn't take advantage of it. Junior drives into the lane, lays it up, can't get the layup to go. He's going to head to the line for a pair of free throws. And the foul goes on to Kyle Olsen, his 3rd foul of the game. 21-19, and a chance for Junior Gonzalez to try and give Sugar-Salem the tie. If he can make both of these, he has yet to attempt a free throw tonight and yet to score tonight. Gonzalez, right-handed shooter, crouches and fires this one and gets it to go. Splashes it through. And Dylan Downs will check back into the game for the Cardinals, as well as Josh Balls. Henry Workman checks out. Not sure who checked out for Josh Balls, as the Cardinals will have Hiram Brown, Will Crest, Tanner Myers, and Josh. So is going to be Gonzalez putting up another free throw. That's good. Ties the game up at 21 apiece now, and the Cardinals need to try and get the lead back. 2.5 minutes to go here, second quarter play. Ball lofted into the paint over the hands of Hiram Brown. Another turnover for Soda Springs. That's their fourth. And all of a sudden, with Sugar-Salem playing much more controlled basketball and not turning the ball over nearly as much, the Cardinals have struggled to put points up onto the board. 2 minutes, 22 seconds to go. Junior Gonzalez up the court, crosses the logo to the left side. Goes over on top of the Sugar-Salem. Words written down onto the court as he gives off to Baldwin. He'll pick up his dribble, goes inside. Ball's going to be bounced around and trying to go up after a jump ball is going to be called. Cardinals should take over. No, excuse me, it is going to be Sugar-Salem who will retain the basketball in that Erickson Racing and Repair jump ball. Braxton Esplin, the one who was going to be going up for the shot, but the jump ball was forced before he could turn around and move up. 2:09 to go, and again, it's going to be Miller to do the inbounding. Stands on the baseline to the right side of the basket, gets it outside, wide open. A shot goes up from Hymas, can't get it to go. Rebound picked up by Tanner Myers on the ground as it drops into his hands, and a foul's going to be called as a tripping call goes against the Cardinals. So the Cardinals got the inbounds, got the rebound, then turn it over on an offensive foul, as the two officials are going to talk things over now. Greg Bergholm not happy on the bench. It will be an offensive foul, so no free throws. They're going to call it on Tanner Myers for his second. It might look like incidental contact, but a digger hit the ground, and I think that's what Greg Bergholm is talking over with the official right now. Cardinals with plenty of fouls, only 6 fouls on the diggers so far, as Miller will get set to inbound the basketball. Stands on the E in diggers with 2:01 to go. Looks to pass it in. Looks inside, goes to Baldwin. He pump fakes, goes up with a shot, gets the friendly roll as Jed Baldwin with his first basket of the game gives the Diggers a lead, 23-21. It's going to be Myers traveling with the ball as he couldn't quite get a pass quickly enough to Josh Balls on the right side. Another turnover for Soda, their 11th of the game, 23-21 as the Sugar-Salem student section giving up some noise, and Junior Gonzalez brings the ball forward once again, comes to the near side on the wing, passes it into the middle of the paint, or at the elbow I should say, now over to Miller. He rises for a quick shot, can't get it to go, gets his own rebound, lays it up, fouled on the putback. Parker Miller is going to head to the line for more free throws, and the Cardinals is going to go, or the foul is going to go on Hiram Brown. 15 fouls on the Cardinals in this first half of play as the first free throw up and good for Parker Miller. Only 6 fouls on Sugar-Salem. With 1 minute and 36 seconds left to go here, Miller, after making the first free throw to give his team a 3-point lead, will have one more. Puts this one up. That one no good off the back iron. Rebound to Hiram Brown. He's going to be fouled from behind, and that'll be 1-and-1 free throws coming up for Hiram as he'll step over to the other side after pulling in the defensive rebound. 1 minute and 35 seconds to go. As out of the game, Parker Miller will take a seat. Jace Hymas back out into the game. And Brown, who has yet to score so far tonight, will step to the line. Student section for the Diggers trying to make some noise. Brown's free throw up, good on the front end. Gets one more chance here. Cardinals only have scored 8 points in this quarter compared to the 17 points, of the Diggers. Second free throw, no good. Chaffin pulls in the rebound on the near side of the paint and gives off to Junior Gonzalez. Junior waves some traffic, asks for isolation, comes to the near side, looks to pass it down low. Passes it back up top to Chaffin. Chaffin now moves some traffic as well, has to be left alone on the wing as he looks to pass it down low. They get it to Baldwin. He'll rise, puts up a quick turnaround jumper, short off the front of the rim. Rebound put back up and in. Jace Hymas gets his 5th point of the game, and the Cardinals see the lead swell up to 4 now for Sugar-Salem. Biggest lead of the game so far for the Diggers. Josh Balls to the right side, picks up his dribble, goes into Hiram Brown, loses the ball on the ground, scrum for it as it goes inside to Josh Balls. He passes it to Will Crest. He can't pick it up cleanly, and then he turns around and walks with the basketball to turn it back over to the Diggers once again. Nobody for the Cardinals could get a handle onto the basketball, and the Cardinals turned it over now for the 12th time in the game. Still talking to the officials is Greg Bergholm on the near side with 47 seconds to go. Gonzalez waves the man inside. That's Chaffin. Now gives off on the outside to Esplin. He tries to drive in. Now hands off to Baldwin. Top of the key. Rises for three. Can get the roll. Friendly drop down as that is a Jed Baldwin three-point basket to give him 5 points. Up with the basketball. Now it's going to be Josh Balls. He tries to drive in. Floats the pass over the head of Hiram Brown. And the Cardinals moving very quickly for themselves. Pick up their 8th turnover of the quarter. 29-22 with 25 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Garner will check back into the game as Junior Gonzalez comes and takes a seat on the bench for the Diggers. Ball's going to be bounced, and it'll be brought forward by Garner, who's going to take over the point guard duties. Walks it straight across the logo. It's going to be picked up by Dylan Downs, who stops him at the left side elbow. Pass into the main. Pincock pump fakes, goes up for the shot. Josh Ball's good job going straight up and down. Will Kress pulls down the rebound. He's going to be fouled. And back to the other side. It'll be 1-and-1 free throws coming up. Chandler Pincock is going to pick up the foul. And as I said, Will Kress will be the one shooting the free throws after getting his 4th rebound of the game. 1 free throw coming up as that's the 8th team foul on Sugar-Salem. Will Kress will step up to the line. 6'2" senior. Right-handed free throw shooter. Toes the line with the right foot. Offset feet as the first free throw up and good, and he'll get one more at the line as well. Cardinals, a very good free throw shooting percentage so far tonight as they've made 7 for 8. One more coming up here, trying to make it 8 for 9. Student section trying to make some noise on the far side as Kress's second free throw up and good as well. He's got 6 points, now takes the lead. Tied with Josh Balls for lead in all scores as several subs come in for the Diggers now. Back into the game is going to be Chaffin. As well as coming back in is Jaron Rose. Ball rolled up, 11 seconds to go. Ball forward by Garner. Pass it right side. Chaffin dribbles it around to the top of the key. 6 seconds to go. Ball stays in front of him. Far side. They give it off. Now Chaffin takes it once again. Puts up a 3-ball from the corner. Buzzer sounds as the ball ricochets off with the back rim. And the Cardinals will head into halftime with the score at 29-24. A big turnaround, 10-point swing in that quarter. Cardinals right now trailing 29-24. Back with your Mexico Therapeutic Services halftime show after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Oh, Santa, it's nice to take a minute and relax in the recliner and love seat we got from Sanders Furniture and Appliance.
Oh, yes it is.
The folks at Sanders Furniture are always so nice to work with.
This year, they are going to help me by offering Christmas Eve delivery service to customers in the Socha Springs area.
That's great, Santa.
Stop in today for the perfect gift and have it delivered Christmas Eve. Sanders Furniture and Appliance, 148 South Main, Soda Springs.
Hey America, we need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
This is a test to find out if you know it all when it comes to children. Name one of the leading killers of U.S. children age 1 to 13. What's the best way to protect children in a car crash? At what age and size should a child start using a booster seat?
Don't assume you know it all when it comes to car seats for your child. Go to safercar.gov/the-right-seat and know for sure. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome back into the halftime show brought to you by Machiko Therapeutic Services right here on KBRV 800 The Bear. We'll be back with the first half highlights right after this.
Many things can cause the holiday blues: stress, fatigue, unrealistic expectations, over-commercialization, financial constraints, and the inability to be with one's family and friends. Remember, the holiday season does not banish reasons for feeling sad or lonely. There is room for these feelings to be present, even if the person chooses not to express them. If you or someone you know needs professional mental health counseling, visit Mexico Therapeutic Services, located at 421 West 2nd South, Suite 3 in Soda Springs. Call 208-547-4550 for an appointment. Most insurances are accepted.
Welcome back out to the Mexico Therapeutic Services halftime show. Caleb Berggraf here on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online at mylocalradio.com. The score sits at 29-24 at the break. Take a look at how we got to this point in time. The Cardinals started out with a very strong start, 14-9. They led the game after the first quarter break, but then turnovers would start to come in and haunt the Cardinals, as well as foul trouble. They have 13 turnovers in the game, 8 of those coming in the second quarter of play, compared to only 2 turnovers for the Sugar-Salem Diggers, as they continue to struggle, or as the Sugar-Salem Diggers became a much better team in that second quarter of play, only turning it over 2 times compared to their 8 times that they turned it over in the first quarter of play. So both teams really starting to try and figure out some rhythm, as they've had one strong quarter for each and one poor quarter for each. We'll see if that all changes around. We got one more break coming up here. On the other side, we'll take a look at the numbers that each team has been able to put up so far on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online at mylocalradio.com.
How'd I do?
You'll get better.
Tim can't wait to be a real driver. But for now, he's king of the online track thanks to Silverstar Communications high-speed internet. Reliable, consistent speeds give him the edge against players anywhere, even the other end of the couch.
Whoa.
You'll get better.
Visit silverstar.com to learn more.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad!
Oh, come on! This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Here are your Lalaton's food specials for the week of December 10th through the 16th. We started all off with beef chuck roasts at $3.99 a pound. You can also get 10-pound boxes of fancy navel oranges at $5.99 each. Don't forget they have Western Family butter with select varieties at $2.79 a pound. Try out their Tropicana juices, 46 to 59-ounce select varieties for $2.99. That's your Lalaton's food specials for the week of December 10th through the 16th in Soda Springs.
Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Or maybe he's teething.
Maybe it's just a phase.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Back out here on the Mexico Therapeutic Services halftime show. Caleb Berggraf on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. The score sits at 29-24. Soda Springs trailing by 5 at the break after leading by 5 after the first quarter of play. Take a look at the numbers for each team. Pretty balanced scoring for Soda Springs so far, as they have 6 players who have cracked the scoreboard. 6 points for Josh Balls and 6 points for Will Kress, who lead in those categories. 5 for Riley Harris, who only played in that second quarter of play, coming off of injuring his ankle last night, and he is looking very, very good out there on the court in a solid performance. 4 points for Tanner Myers, who also leads the team in rebounds with 6 in the game, and then 1 point for Hiram Brown and 2 for Henry Workman. On the other side for Sugar-Salem and the Diggers, also very even scoring. They have 8 players who have cracked the scoreboard. 3 points for Chandler Pincock. Number 2, Dan Shirley, has 4 points. 2 points for Jaron Rose, 1 point for Cameron Garner, 7 points for Parker Miller, who leads the team in scoring. 5 points for Jed Baldwin, 5 for Jace Hymas, and 2 for Junior Gonzalez. Leading rebounders are Parker Miller with 3 and Jed Baldwin with 3. Sugar-Salem's taken 17 free throws, made 10 of them so far tonight. Cardinals have gone 8 for 9 from the free throw line, so really taking advantage of their trips to the stripe although they trail still by 5 at the break, as they have continued to have their problems when it comes to actually getting the field goals up into the basket. No threes from Soda Springs so far in the game, and every other field goal has been from inside of the three-point arc or from the free throw line. One more chance to remind you this game also brought to you by Caribou Memorial Hospital, where you will find a qualified, happy, and fun staff working with doctors who have real interest in your well-being. They also have a large network of specialists and surgeons who work in state-of-the-art surgical facilities and feature on-site rehabilitation services to ensure you have a comfortable and timely recovery. That's Caribou Memorial Hospital, Living Center, and clinics at 300 South and 3rd West in Soda Springs. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear with the start of the second half on your home for Soda Springs Cardinal Sports, MyLocalRadio.com, and KBRV 800 The Bear.
Many things can cause the holiday blues: stress, fatigue, unrealistic expectations, over-commercialization, financial constraints, and the inability to be with one's family and friends. Remember, the holiday season does not banish reasons for feeling sad or lonely. There is room for these feelings to be present, even if the person chooses not to express them. If you or someone you know needs professional mental health counseling, visit Mexico Therapeutic Services, located at 421 West 2nd South, Suite 3 in Soda Springs. Call 208-547-4550 for an appointment. Most insurances are accepted.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale, and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Cardinals trying to cut into a deficit here as we start out the third quarter of play. 29-24 your score right now as the Cardinals with the basketball. A quick foul early on goes against Parker Miller, a blocking foul as Will Sims tried to drive in on him. Tanner Myers gets the inbounds pass after the foul, gives it off to Josh Ball. Skip pass to the near side is thrown out of bounds, and the Cardinals pick up right where they left off with their turnover game as they throw it into their own bench on the near sideline with 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the third quarter of play. Junior Gonzalez will take the basketball up the court to the right side. Now picks up his dribble, comes back to the near side. Schoffen comes over, back to Miller. Parker takes up a couple steps, now hands off to Miller. No, fakes him before giving it up to Junior Gonzalez. Stands back near the logo, guarded by Henry Workman. Over to the right side, picks up his dribble. Now pass the near side. Schoffen wide open, left open for three, and cans it home. Bryce Schoffen making the Cardinals pay for leaving him open. 32-24, the lead up to 8 points now for Sugar-Salem. It'll be Tanner Myers. He gives off to Will Crest now. He'll direct some traffic, now takes a dribble and walks up towards the wing. Working against Schoffen, gives it off to Josh Balls in the corner. He brings it back around top of the key to the left side, now moves it inside to Sims. He puts up a quick short layup, can't get it to go as he leaves it off the front of the rim, and Jed Baldwin pulls in the rebound. Quick pass up ahead from Schoffen, trying to get it into the hands of Miller on the right side of the lane, and it's thrown out of bounds, but last touch by the Cardinals, so it will remain Sugar-Salem basketball with 6:40 to go. 32-24. Ball likely to be inbounded by Miller. Looks deep, lobs this pass to Schoffen, who takes it on the wing. Back outside to Gonzalez now, who walks over to his left. Now looks back to his right, pass it to Schoffen into the corner. It's going to be taken there by Esplin. He takes a dribble, fakes it to the wing, gives it up to the top of the key, taken now, and trying to drive inside is going to be Baldwin, who has it stripped out of his hands. Tanner Myers with the steal. He's going to have it stripped out of his hands right back, and both teams trade turnovers there, and the Cardinals will go back on defense. 32-24, 6 minutes and 15 seconds. Choppin rises for a quick three in motion. Rebound's going to go into the hands of Baldwin, and they're going to say over the back, I believe. And that is going to be the call as Jed Baldwin picks up his first foul of the second half of play. Again, keep an eye out for your Trail Canyon Lodge Bed and Breakfast in Soda Springs. Right now, the leader in that play of the game category has got to be the backdoor pass from Hiram Brown to Will Crest down in the paint that gave the Cardinals a wide open layup to help them build on their lead in the first quarter. Nothing much coming up right now, though, for the Cardinals, though, as their offense has sputtered out in that second quarter, and they've yet to score in this third quarter. Near side, ball goes to Josh Balls. Henry Workman takes a pass in the lane, bumped on the play. It'll be on the floor, and the foul is going to be whistled on Braxton Esplin. Third team foul on the Sugar-Salem Diggers, third on Esplin as well. And another inbound is going to come up from Josh Balls. Pass it outside. Will Crest holds on to the basketball before finding Josh just inside the three-point line. His shot rims out. No good. In rebound goes to Jed Baldwin. Up the court is going to be Junior Gonzalez. Near side, Baldwin takes a step, puts up a shot, airballs it. Rebound's going to be pulled in by Chaffin on the right side. Back up to Gonzalez, and there'll be one more chance now for the Diggers to reset the offense. Chaffin wide open, right side wing. Can't hit that three-point shot. Henry Workman can't go for the rebound. Or it shouldn't say can't, doesn't go for the rebound. It comes back all the way to the near side, and a foul is going to be called on Henry Workman as he is going to be whistled for a shove in the corner, as going for the rebound was Jace Hymas. 5:30 to go here, third quarter of play, with the Cardinals down by 8 points, and Sugar-Salem getting set to inbound on the near side. Miller takes a seat, as does Baldwin. Coming out of the game is going to be Shirley and Garner. Chaffin getting set to inbound, gets it into Junior Gonzalez, comes back to the top of the key, goes to the right side, trying to step in. It's going to be Garner. Gets hooked, gets away with it, does the Cardinal who did it. It'll be Junior Gonzalez as they look inside, now come back around to Shirley. He looks over to his right, backs it out near half court, now comes back around to the wing, pass it inside, good give and go, laying it up and having it blocked away is Chaffin. Rebound on the block shot is going to go to Josh Balls, and the Cardinals will again come up the court. It's going to be Sims putting up a shot from the elbow, can't get it to go, too strong on the shot. It's a missed layup attempt by Henry Workman, gets his own miss and lays it up and in. Workman with a pair of rebounds and his fourth point of the game. 32-26, Cardinals down by 6 points now, and Sugar-Salem will once again reset the offense to try and build their lead back up to 8. It'll be a pass inside to Garner, drives under the hoop, has a shot blocked away. Tanner Myers with the block, gets the rebound, and back up court will again come the Cardinals after Myers gets his 7th board. Will Crest with the ball, passes up ahead to Workman. It is going to be squirted away from him by Shirley, and Josh Balls will pick it up. The senior goes over to the top of the key, looks over to his left before giving it to Myers, who stands on the left side wing. On the far side from the Cardinals bench, now throws it inside to Sims, and it's going to be thrown away. Cardinals with their third turnover, quickly up the court. It's Hymas who goes into the lane, puts up a shot with the right hand, and it's going to be rebounded by Tanner Myers. Myers brings it forward, goes over to the right side. Josh Balls tries to drive baseline, goes up with a shot off the side of the rim. Rebound once again is going to be pulled in by Workman. He's fouled on his attempted shot, and he'll head to the stripe for 2 free throws. Quick play there. Bryce Chaffin will pick up his first foul. And Workman will step to the line trying to give himself 6 points if he can make both of these free throws. The sophomore's first free throw short off the front of the rim. And the Cardinals tonight have been very short on the majority of their shots so far tonight. They have struggled to this point in time at the line and from the field when it comes to leaving them short. Their line, they've only shot 8 for 10, so very good percentage at the line, But from the field, they definitely have had their worries. Second free throw missed as well. Rebound tipped into the hands of Dan Shirley, and he'll bring it forward. Gives it off now to Baldwin. Near side, gives off to Garner. Back to Baldwin on the lower left block. Puts up a layup. Foul. Gets the roll. Shirley's going to head, or Baldwin, is going to head to the line to add to his 7 points, and a chance at one more. Foul goes on to Tanner Myers, his third. Second team foul. And a timeout's going to be taken. No, substitution will come in as Kyle Olson will check into the game for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Over to the far side of the paint. The official looks around, now looks over to the bench. One free throw coming up. And Baldwin will get the basketball for his one. Puts it up and cannot hit the free throw. Workman skies for the board, grips it tight, now gives off to Tanner Myers. Workman already 4 rebounds in this quarter with 3:48 to go. Myers takes the ball on the right side wing, looks down low, crosses between the legs, goes into the lane, lays one up with the right hand, too strong. Rebound, bounces free, and is finally picked up by Baldwin, who throws it away right into the hands of Workman, who lays it up and in on the turnover. Baldwin got the rebound and then was falling out of bounds, so had to throw it back to the Cardinals. Back to a 6-point lead now, as it's going to be into the hands near side of Hymas. Up top, Shirley, 3-point shot, in and out, no good. Rebound tipped up and in by Baldwin though. Jed Baldwin makes up for his mistake with a putback rebound, and he's got 9 points to go, and it's an 8-point lead once again for the Sugar-Salem Diggers, and Josh Balls will turn the ball over on the right side as he loses the handle on it and goes out of bounds. Cardinals tried to push the pace quickly up the court there, and it's going to result in their 17th turnover. 36-28, 3:08 to go. Ball's going to be brought forward. Pass from Holt is going to be kicked by Olsen, and it'll be another inbounds play coming to the near side for Sugar-Salem. Holt will stand in front of his own bench to do the inbounds play as a substitution will quickly come in. It's going to be Chandler Pincock who checks in for Jed Baldwin, who will take a seat on the bench. Pincock playing limited minutes so far tonight has not necessarily been a huge factor in this game, as he'll be guarded by Will Sims on the inbounds. It'll be Holt set to pass the ball in, looks over to the inside of the lane, but everybody backed out, so he'll go over it to Shirley, who will bring the basketball forward for Sugar-Salem. Right side, pass the ball off. It's going to be taken there by Rose. Rose wearing the concussion brace on top of his head, or concussion headband, gives off to Pincock. Drives in, pump fakes, goes up against Will Sims. Can't get the shot to go. Rebound tipped all the way back out to Josh Balls. He goes up ahead to Olsen. He drives the lane, goes over to the right side, and it's going to be a travel by Dylan Downs, who I don't think was expecting the pass by Kyle Olsen, and it's a turnover once again for the Cardinals as the student section for Sugar-Salem makes some noise, and the Cardinals turned over for the 5th time in the quarter. They've had as many as 5 in every quarter so far. 2:36 to go. Shirley drives right side, loses his dribble, has it stripped away from him, and it's Dylan Downs who comes up with the steal, making up for the turnover. He gets the basketball back from Tanner Myers, brings it the rest of the way up the court, skips the pass to the near side where Olsen holds onto it, right side of the top of the key. Looks on the wing, now goes up top. Josh Balls holds it for a moment at the top of the key himself. Directs some traffic, points with a finger, now backs off to the Salem logo on the left side. Picks up his ball, goes over to Olsen on the right side wing, once again guarded by Holt. Inside pass, goes to Myers, he pump fakes, tries to go off his right side, dribbles the ball off his own foot. It's picked up by Holt and brought back forward. Luke pulls his dribble back out, passes it into the left side corner. Pincock holds it there, gives off to Rose, stops at the free throw line, puts up a quick shot off the back iron. Rebound's going to be pulled down underneath by Hymas. His putback blocked away, rebounded that time by Rose, who finds Pincock, who pump fakes again, rises, banks it in. Chandler Pincock with a great job underneath the basket of pump faking and working the defense to build it to a double-digit lead for Sugar-Salem and the Diggers. 38-28 with 1:33 to go. Over to Olsen, the ball taken by the Cardinals. He drives to his right side, cuts the lane, 2 steps towards the hoop, banks it up short off the side of the rim. Pincock pulls down the rebound for his first of the half, and now will lose the basketball in the backcourt. Gives it back up, and now is going to bring it forward to the near side. Holt goes into the lane. Holt lays it up softly with the right hand. Luke Holt with his first basket of the game, and it's a 12-point lead now, 40-28 with 1:08 to go. Cardinals getting outrun right now by the Sugar-Salem Diggers. As a shot put up from the near sideline is going to be put up by Dylan Downs. Now a jump ball is going to be called. Cardinals are going to be the losers of this jump ball, as it is going to be Sugar-Salem who takes over. That's another Erickson Racing and Repair jump ball for your automotive, snowmobile, and ATV repair needs. 1 minute and 1 second to go. And it'll be Luke Holt to inbound the basketball. As substitutions come in, Hiram Brown checks back into the game for the Cardinals. And Garner back into the game, as well as Parker Miller. Up the court is going to be Holt, who takes the basketball. Slows down his dribble, now backs it up at the top of the key, passes inside at the left side elbow. It'll be Miller, who's going to be hounded and finally fouled. And Josh Balls wanted the jump ball called, but is not going to get it. And it's going to be his first foul instead. And another chance now for Sugar-Salem to inbound the ball from underneath their own baseline. Only the 13th foul on the Cardinals. Bounce pass goes inside to Baldwin. They'll roll it around the outside until Miller gives it back to Rose. Near side Holt, pump fakes on the wing. Bounces it back up into the hands of Rose, who's going to be guarded by Olsen, and gives the ball off now to Miller. Miller, pass inside, cutter into the lane, is going to be Holt, lays it up and in. Great job by Holt, didn't even take a dribble, to 2 steps, laid it up and in. He's got 4 points now. It's a 14-point lead, 42-28, and the Cardinals will turn the basketball back over as Josh Balls will not be able to control his dribble, and it's going to be laid up and in on the play. I believe Garner with the layup there, and it's going to be a big swing here as it's a 16-point lead now for Sugar-Salem. Josh over to his left, pass the ball up top to Olsen. He cuts in, goes outside. Will Sims left open in the corner, puts up a shot. Foul's going to be called down in the lane on the floor. It's going to be Luke Holt who's called for his first 15 foul with 1.5 seconds to go. The Cardinals get another inbound chance. Down by 16, 44-28. Josh Balls to do the inbounding. And the senior calls out the play. 3 along the baseline for the Cardinals as Dylan Down slowly backing his way to the near side wing. Balls looks in, now looks deep, now looks back over to Will Sims, who cuts around and lays it up and in. As at the buzzer, the Cardinals are able to get back in by at least 2 points. It's 44-30 though. They're trailing big to Sugar-Salem and the Diggers. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Once again, back at the home of the Sugar-Salem Diggers on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. 44-30. The Cardinals trailing Sugar-Salem and the Diggers here on the road, trying to avoid dropping to 3-2 on the season. And it has been a struggle offensively since that first quarter of play for Soda Springs. They've slowly lost points, 4 points every quarter, 10 in the first, or 14 in the first, 10 in the second, and 6 in the third. They trail by 14. They're going to need a lot of offense in order to come up with a win here. It's Josh Balls who skips the pass over to Will Kress as the Cardinals open up the fourth with the basketball. Will brings Hiram Brown near him. Now he's going to dribble it himself. Over to the right side to the elbow. Steps to the hoop. Lays one up short off the side of the rim. Rebound into the hands of Will Sims, who lays it up and in on the offensive putback. Will's got 4 points, and it's 44-32. Holt brings it up over to the right side now for Sugar-Salem, who's going to slow it down. Holt goes over to his left side, cuts into the lane, gets double teamed, now picks up his dribble, gives it up top. It's going to be a quick shot put up and splash down. Jed Baldwin, his 11th point of the game, back to a 14-point lead. Near side, Sims goes inside to Hiram Brown. He's got one-on-one, and he lays that one up and in as Brown gets his 3rd point of the game. And the Cardinals offense already looking better here in the 4th quarter. So whatever Coach Baldwin said, Bergheim said in the quarter break must have worked for the Cardinals as they're within 12, 46-34. Holt gives the ball over to the right side. It's taken there by Parker Miller. Gives the pass to the right side elbow, and Hiram Brown is not going to give enough space to Cameron Garner and will pick up his 2nd foul. 4th team foul, for the Diggers. And Holt will once again get set to inbound. Slaps the ball once, now looks for the offense, start moving around, gives it into Rose, who's going to swing it around to Baldwin. Baldwin goes over in the near side corner, Holt pump fakes, guarded by Josh Balls, now goes over down low before swinging it back up to Baldwin. He goes underneath, pass inside, Parker Miller lays it up, gets the roll. Parker gets his 9th point of the game, first point of the second half, and it's 48-34 now. 6 minutes, 35 seconds to go. Ball over to the far side of the court. It's going to be taken by Will Kress. Bounce pass, goes inside. Henry Workman tries to step around, goes up with the left hand, lays it up and in. Great work by Henry Workman. Season high now, 8 points in the year, or night for Workman. And the Cardinals go back on defense, back within 12, but they can't get a stop. Might try and get one here, but Hope pulls in the offensive rebound after a missed shot. Now goes underneath the basket where a wide open shot's going to be blown that time, and another jump ball is going to be called, and Sugar-Salem will remain in possession of the basketball. Another bad break for the Cardinals there on the jump ball, as they could not control the rebound themselves, and Sugar-Salem is going to take over after a great heads-up play underneath the basket was made, I believe, by Parker Miller on the tie-up. 48-36, another chance for Sugar-Salem on the inbounds play. It's Holt, fakes a pass over to the far side, now comes up and lofts one deep. It's going to be taken outside by Esplin, and he walks it over to his right. Tries to step in, passes it over to the right side, taken there, and Garner steps up at the free throw line, puts one up, gets it to go. And again, the Cardinals just trading baskets with Sugar-Salem, 6 points apiece in this quarter. Near side, ball comes to Will Kress, who holds it on the wing, takes a dribble, lobs a pass down low. It's going to be Tanner Myers who takes it, lays it up himself, gets it to go. Tanner Myers with his 6th point in the game, and the Cardinals has scored on every trip down the court. 50-38. They're back within 12 again as Chaffin goes over to the left side, rebound, or ball goes off of Chaffin's leg, and he turns it back over to the Cardinals once again. 14th turnover of the game for the Diggers. And with 5 minutes and 33 seconds to go, the Cardinals look to try and remain and continue to cut into this lead. Myers gives it to Hiram Brown, just shy of the free throw line. Inside, Kress puts up a quick little short hook. Can't get it to go, and this time Will Sims goes up for the board, pulls in the rebound, and is fouled on the rebound attempt as he's undercut on the play by Jace Hymas. So Sims picks up his 3rd rebound of the game to go with his 4 points, and it'll be Will Kress to inbound. 16 fouls, so the Cardinals will have free throws the rest of the way through this game. Will Kress do the inbounding, but not before a timeout's taken. We'll take a timeout as well on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Oh, Santa, it's nice to take a minute and relax in the recliner and love seat we got from Sanders Furniture and Appliance.
Oh, yes it is.
The folks at Sanders Furniture are always so nice to work with.
This year, they are going to help me by offering Christmas Eve delivery service to customers in the Soda Springs area.
That's great, Santa.
Stop in today for the perfect gift and have it delivered Christmas Eve. Sanders Furniture and Appliance, 148 South Main, Soda Springs.
Welcome back out once again to the home of the Sugar-Salem Diggers. Caleb Berggraf on KBRV 800 The Bears. The Cardinals will break out of the timeout huddle with 5:23 to go, and inbounding the basketball will be Tanner Myers, Hiram Brown, Will Sims, Henry Workman, and Will Kress set to try and receive the inbounds pass. Brown stands all the way over in the left side corner. Kress will run in motion on the near side wing as they fire it in to Will Sims. He goes down low. Tanner Myers breaks around, puts up a quick shot short off the front of the rim. Hymas pulls in the rebound. 4th of the game for him, gives it up ahead to Garner. He picks up his dribble, gives underneath. Esplin underneath the basket, goes around to Chafin. Near side is going to be Junior Gonzalez, rises for a shot. He's fouled on the play. Hiram Brown is going to get the foul. We'll see if that's a 3-point shot or a 2-point shot. Or do they call it on the floor? It'll be a foul onto... it'll be on Will Kress, so it was not on the shot by Hiram Brown, and it'll be an inbounds play coming to the near side. Garner set to inbound the basketball, looks inside, lobs a pass deep. It's going to be laid up short off the side of the rim, and Will Sims pulls in the rebound before giving it up to Henry Workman, the sophomore. Now lobs one up ahead to Tanner Myers, who finishes up the rest of the way to Hiram Brown. Brown gives back to Myers. He goes inside. It's going to be Workman wide open, lays it up, and then softly right-handed layup. Workman up to 10 points now to go with his 8 rebounds, and it's 50-40. Cardinals back within 10. Garner passes underneath. A wide open pump fake is going to be blocked away by Will Sims. Rebound goes back into the hands of Garner. They come back out to Hymas, and it'll be reset once again, but a great defensive block by Sims to force Sugar to go back outside to reset the offense. 4.5 to go here, 4th quarter, into the middle of the paint. It's going to be Esplin, tries to feed it down low. Good job by Hiram Brown to deny the pass to Garner, and Hymas goes inside now as he lays it up. He's fouled, extended his way through double teams, and was able to get the contact, and he heads to the stripe, where he's going to have a pair of free throws coming up. Jace Hymas, 1 for 2 at the line in the game. Only one other free throw has been taken by Sugar-Salem in this half. The Cardinals have only taken 2 free throws in this half. Only 12 total fouls in this half after having a lot in the first half. First free throw by Brown, up and no good to the near side. Workman pulls the basketball in and hands it off to the official. Subs will check in as Josh Balls takes a seat on or back into the game. Will Kress, Will Sims will both take a seat. Kyle Olson back into the game, as is Riley Harris, as Hiram Brown also took a seat. One more free throw coming up. Hymas' second attempt, that's up and good. Builds it back to an 11-point lead, but the Cardinals still creeping their way back into this one. Down by 11 with 4:20 to go. Jed Baldwin checks into the game now. Hymas takes a seat, and the Cardinals will jog it forward. Tanner Myers takes the point. Looks deep, now looks over to his bench, gets the symbol from the coach, and it's going to be Myers who looks inside. Passes it up top to Olson. Over to the right side, Josh Balls. Picks up the basketball, now comes over to Henry Workman, top of the key. Henry goes to Myers in the paint, puts up a quick shot off the back iron. Workman pulls in the rebound, lays one up, gets the friendly roll as it sits on the rim and drops through. Workman with 12 points and 9 rebounds now. 51-42, back to a 9-point game. It's going to be Junior Gonzalez. Tries to drive to his right, picks up his dribble, looks over to Baldwin. Now is going to have a timeout called on the near side. One more taken by Sugar-Salem and the Diggers. We'll take another one as well. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Back here again at the home of Sugar-Salem and the Diggers. The score sits at 51-42. Soda Springs trailing by 9, but they've been climbing their way back into this game. They trailed by 14 at the start, and they've outscored Sugar-Salem in this quarter 12-7 in order to fight their way back into it. There's still plenty of time left in this game to try and fight your way back into it if you're a Cardinal fan, as it will be Sugar-Salem basketball on the near sideline.
Let's bring it back out, your Sugar-Salem Diggers.
As they look to inbound with 3 minutes and 44 seconds to go. Bounce goes into the hands of Schaffen. He gives off to Baldwin, takes a bounce, gives back to Schaffen on the left side wing. Takes his dribble into the lane, loses the basketball, turns it back over to the Cardinals. They'll lob it up ahead to Josh Ball, sprinting up the court, lays it up too strong off the rim, and the rebound's going to be controlled by Esplin underneath the basket. As Josh Balls tried to get the layup, but just had too much momentum, and the ball caranged off of the rim and the backboard. 3:20 to go now, still that 9-point lead. Baldwin cuts in, takes a pro hop, goes up and puts a shot short, but gets the roll, and Jed Baldwin continues his hot night, 13 points now, as he's had 8 in this second half. 53-42, pass inside. Workman's going to be fouled from behind. Reaching all over was Esplin, who picks up his second foul. And that'll be Esplin's, fourth foul. And Henry Workman will step towards the stripe where he is 0 for 2 so far tonight. 1-and-1 free throws coming up. He needs to make one of these to get it back to a 10-point game and 2 to make it a 9-point game. Has the ball bounced to him. And now takes a few of his dribbles. Free throw up and no good. Rebound goes into the hands of Parker Miller, who's had a quiet second half. Up court, Garner loses the basketball, but it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Tanner Myers in the lane. And Sugar-Salem will once again have a chance to inbound from their own baseline. No turnovers yet in this fourth quarter for Soda Springs. With 2:59 to go, 2 for Sugar-Salem. Luke Holt looks over to the near side bench to check out and see what he wants, or what Coach Sean Freeman wants to do. Is now he looks to lob the ball in. Stands on the left baseline, gets into Schaffen, puts up a 3-ball. That one's going to take a couple of bounces off the back iron, and it's going to be a foul that's called against Sugar-Salem, and more free throws coming up. That foul goes on to Jed Baldwin, his second. We'll see who's shooting free throws for the Cardinals. It looks like Tanner Myers is going to be the one who's heading towards the line. Myers 2 for 2 on the night so far from the stripe. With 2:55 to go, he'll try to make that 3 for 3 and 4 for 4. Free throw up, gets the friendly roll, kicks in after bouncing almost halfway out, and he'll have one more coming up. 53-43 now in the fourth quarter. Myers, one of the better scorers for the Cardinals. He's also had a quiet night. Can't make the second free throw. Luke Holt pulls down the rebound. That's his second of the game to go with his 4 points. Junior Gonzalez comes to the near side. Choppin goes outside to the wing. It's going to be Holt taken there for a moment. Guarded there by Olsen. Choppin gets the basketball back towards the corner. Backs his way up against Tanner Myers before being switched onto by Josh Balls outside the wing. Pass inside to Baldwin. On the left side block, bounces outside to Gonzalez once again. He looks inside, finds Baldwin once more. Double team by Baldwin. He goes over, and a blocking foul is going to be called on Tanner Myers. And it looked like Tanner had the set position. That's what Greg Bergholm is screaming at. And Tanner Myers picks up his 4th foul. Tough call by Myers, as it looked like he did have his feet set and had position. But Jed Baldwin will step to the line for 1-and-1 free throws, where he is 0 for 1 so far tonight. One more attempt coming up. Crouches, fires, and this one is in and out, no good. Rebound's going to be pulled up, and Miller is now going to be fouled as Henry Workman was draped all over him. And Miller, who is 2 for 4, will step to the line for a pair of free throws, as that was in the act of shooting after getting the offensive rebound. And that's just poor defensive boxing out by the Cardinals on the free throw attempt. Miller steps to the line. First free throw up and short off the front of the rim for him. He goes to 2 for 5 now for the night. Poor free throw shooting in this second half for Sugar-Salem. They'll land 1 make compared to their 4 misses. Second free throw up and good. Miller knocks that one home, make him 2 for 6 now on the night. As a quick substitution will check in, Shirley will check back into the game. Also, Pincock will check back into the game. The Cardinals will take a breather for a moment as Tanner Myers will bend down to tie a shoot. 2:26 to go, back to that 11-point lead, 54-43. And it'll be Josh Balls to take the point as he'll bring the basketball forward. Jogs it up across half court. Now a timeout taken by Greg Bergholm. We'll take a quick break as well. Right back here after this on KBRV 800 The Bear with live video streaming online at mylocalradio.com.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college,
There's the library.
but she can still be close to her mom back home. Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
Welcome back out once again to the home of the Sugar-Salem Diggers for those of you watching online at mylocalradio.com, as well as those of you tuned in on KBRV 800 The Bear. Thanks again for tuning in and joining us here. I want to remind you this game brought to you by Caribou Memorial Hospital, where you will find a qualified, happy, and fun staff working with doctors who have a real interest in your well-being. They also have a large network of specialists and surgeons who work in state-of-the-art surgical facilities and feature on-site rehabilitation services to ensure you have a comfortable and timely recovery. Caribou Memorial Hospital Living Center and clinics at 300 South, 3rd West in Soda Springs. Cardinals inbounding the basketball to open up the play with 2:25 to go here. Fourth quarter, and Josh Balls takes the basketball to the near sideline. Guarded out there by Dan Shirley, gives it off to Dylan Downs in the corner. 3-ball up, but after a whistle. And a foul is going to be called on Soda Springs from the Cardinals, as it looks like it's going to be Riley Harris who picks up the foul. The sophomore gets his second. And it'll be the 9th team foul on the Cardinals as well, with the offensive foul going against Soda. So no free throws, but it will be an inbounds play coming up. Cardinals will put full court pressure up against Sugar-Salem and the Diggers. Ball inbounded, taken by Pincock. He's going to break the press, gives up ahead to Junior Gonzalez, who backs it out off the right side wing. We drop to 2:09 to play here, fourth quarter. Cardinals still down by 11. It's going to be Shirley to the right side, drives to the wing. Tries to get underneath the baseline, picks up his dribble, bounces it over to Gonzalez. He takes it up on the right side wing before giving it out to Holt. Luke drives in 2 steps, pulls back his dribble, goes underneath. It's going to be Gonzalez laying it up and in. Junior Gonzalez with his first field goal of the game. He's got 4 points now. First bucket for him in the second half as well. 56-43 with 1:43 to go. Into the lane. Workman takes a little turnaround jump shot. Can't get it to go. Rebound into the hands of Pincock once again. And it'll be pushed up court one more time by Sugar-Salem. Into the lane. Miller can't get his shot to go. Will Kress has the ball bounce into his hands. And he'll bring it forward up the left side. Comes back to the near side. Josh Ball's open for three. In motion. Can't get it to go. Rebound high into the air into the hands of Miller, who has it poked out of his hands and saves it back to Junior Gonzalez. Great heads-up awareness by Parker Miller to find a white jersey to get it to. And on the near sideline, Luke Holt brings it forward. Cuts into the lane. Foul from behind as Kyle Olson is going to pick up the foul on the ground. That'll be his fourth by my count. And goes over and he picks up, I believe it was Holt, who got ducked to the ground. And there'll be two free throws coming up for Luke Holt at the stripe. Two shots coming up. Trying to build on what is a 13-point lead with 1 minute and 11 seconds left here to go. Holt, both feet squarely on the free throw line, crouches, and the first free throw up and good. First free throw of the night for Holt. Gives him 5 points now, and it's a 14-point lead, 57-43. And one more coming up here as Holt once more toes the line. Both feet squarely on it. Crouches, fires. This one is in and out, no good. Rebound to Henry Workman. That's going to give him a double-double on the night. And up court goes Josh Balls. He'll skip a pass near side. Olson open for three, rises, gets this one to go. Kyle Olson, his first basket of the game, gives him 3 points, and the Cardinals back within 11, 57-46. Still that full court pressure being applied by Soda Springs. Right side, Dan Shirley breaks the press. Gets it over to the outside where Luke Holt takes the ball. Under 45 seconds to go here as Holt comes back over to the near side. It'll be taken by Rose. He goes back over to the middle, goes back to the right. He goes, bounces it back to Pincock, and a kickball is going to be called on the Cardinals. I believe it was Olson who's going to be whistled for the infraction on the kick. And it'll be another inbounds pass coming up for Sugar-Salem. Up by 11 still here with 38 seconds to go. Inbounds pass, no. Timeout's going to be taken quickly on the near sideline by Sean Freeman. We'll take a break here as well on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. 30-second timeout here at the home of the Diggers.
mylocalradio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Back here at the home of Sugar-Salem and the Diggers with a score at 57-46 on KBRV 800 The Bear. And online at mylocalradio.com, it'll be Soda Springs on defense. Sugar-Salem trying to milk out the final 38 ticks off the clock. It'll be Luke Holt to inbound the basketball, passes it in, gets the handoff back to him, and lays it up and in. Nobody stopping him on his way to the basket. Luke Holt with 7 points now, and the lead up now to 13 for Sugar-Salem. Tanner Myers lofts the pass into the lane. It's going to be Henry Workman who dives for the basketball, hits the deck as he went out of bounds, and it will be Sugar-Salem now to inbound the basketball. The Cardinals have their first turnover of the fourth quarter. Gives them 21 turnovers in the game now, and a bounce pass will get into Rose. He drives up the right side, gets it poked away from him, recovers it, and now it's an offensive foul as Rose lowered the shoulder into Henry Workman. Jaron Rose picks up his second, and the fans here at Sugar-Salem not happy with the call. 21.6 to go, and the Cardinals will have another chance to bring the basketball forward and cut into this lead to make it a little bit more of a respectable gap. Not that it's not a respectable game right now. The Cardinals playing up against a team that is one of the better teams in District 6. Up court, it'll be Will Kress to bring the ball forward, loses his dribble, gives it back over to Kyle Olson, cuts to the top of the key, goes up with a three-point shot short off the front of the rim. Rebound comes right back out to him, rises for another one, can't get that one to go, and now a foul's going to be called on the near side as that will go against Parker Miller. Or excuse me, Luke Holt. So a rebound went to Kyle Olson on that. And Luke Holt picks up his second foul. And it'll be free throws for Tanner Myers at the line after pulling in that rebound on the second chance by Kyle Olson. 8.9 seconds left to go. This one well in hand for Sugar-Salem and the Diggers. And again, it'll be Tanner Myers who toes up to the line. First free throw up and short, and the senior can't get that one to go. Back-to-back misses for him now. He's 3 for 5 at the stripe. As the ball bounced to him once again. Free throw up, tossed towards the rim, and a rebound is going to be tied up. It'll be Soda Springs who has control of the basketball, so Tanner Myers will get credit for another rebound on the tie-up there. Stands on the G and Diggers over on the right side of the basket. Looks to pass it in, lobs one into Henry Workman, controls the ball, puts it up, gets the roll as it rolls its way through. 14 points now for Henry Workman, and the Cardinals will want to defend the inbounds pass again, and they won't have to as they let the buzzer sound. We will wrap this one up 59-48. The Cardinals lose by 11 to Sugar-Salem. Back after this with your postgame show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Hey, America. We need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Here are your Lalaton's food specials for the week of December 10th through the 16th. We started all off with beef chuck roasts at $3.99 a pound. You can also get 10-pound boxes of fancy navel oranges at $5.99 each. Don't forget they have Western Family butter with select varieties at $2.79 a pound. Try out their Tropicana juices, 46 to 59 ounce select varieties for $2.99. That's your Lalaton's food specials for the week of December 10th through the 16th in Soda Springs.
This is a test to find out if you know it all when it comes to children. Name one of the leading killers of U.S. children age 1 to 13. What's the best way to protect children in a car crash? At what age and size should a child start using a booster seat?
Don't assume you know it all when it comes to car seats for your child. Go to safercar.gov/the-right-seat and know for sure. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome back into our post-game show here on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online at mylocalradio.com. The Soda Springs Cardinals falling in this one by a final score of 59-48, and you have to give the Cardinals some credit. They had a valiant fight to climb their way back into this game, but came up just short in the final numbers as it was just too much offense from Sugar-Salem and the Diggers in the quarters that way won for the Cardinals to overcome in this matchup tonight. 18 points in the final quarter, though, for the Cardinals, and one of their best offensive nights so far of this season, as Coach Brent Erickson making his way up here to talk with us in our post-game show wrap-up. And as we welcome him back into the post-game show, Coach, not the way you wanted to wrap up your final game of the road trip here, but again, after falling behind, the kids, you really have to be happy with the way that they tried to fight back in this one.
Well, there was a stretch there in the third quarter. It was a third quarter that, we could have cut it, within a couple baskets, a couple possessions. But where we lost this game is the end of the second quarter. Well, really the second quarter. We'd taken care of the ball in the first quarter. Come out in the second quarter, I think we had 6 turnovers, and they went on a 10-0 run on us. And we had a 5-point lead, and then we go in at halftime down by 5. And, it kind of took the fire out of the kids. We was a step short or a step slow on defense tonight. And I don't want to, I'm not making an excuse. The kids just got to buckle down, and whether we sleep in a hotel or not, they got to buckle down and come out and be ready to play. And, that's the way it is on the road. You got a 3A school here, Sugar-Salem. We beat them at Soda. They're coming back on I think they're on a 2-game win streak, and they wanted to get even with us, and they showed how their kids played tonight. I felt like the way we started the first quarter that we was going to be able to walk away with the win, and we kind of got behind, and when it got up to double digits, then we started forcing a little bit. But there was a bright side tonight. I thought Henry Workman did a good job. He's got a lot of potential in him, but I think this is his best offensive night he's had for us.
I don't even think the offensive night, just that, I think it was his best night overall. He had a double-double, so for a sophomore to get a double-double in a game like this against the 3A school, a bigger opponent, that's a very good point that you talk about there. Tanner Myers also had a good rebound night, 7 points and 10 rebounds. And when you talk about the rebounding game, you guys actually did win that battle. The problem, though, I think really came in this game was the turnovers, especially in the 2 quarters you lost. In those 2 quarters, you ended up with 15 turnovers combined in those 2, with only 6 in the other 2 quarters. I've asked you this question before, and I hate to keep bringing this one up with you, but what do you do to fix the turnover problems that this team has had?
Well, a lot of it's still going to be with games, getting some games under their belt, where they can play with a little bit more continuity. I know we've been practicing and playing, for 5 weeks here, but it'll come. I felt like tonight Sugar-Salem got us out of our offense. They dictated the way we played, and we did too much one-on-one tonight. And having Ridge out there, he could help us control that a little bit better. And, we had some guys out there tonight handling the ball that, they're capable of it, but they don't do it enough in this time of a game where they can control it, the tempo a little bit better. We got into, like I said, we forced it, tried to do a little too much one-on-one tonight, and that's not what this team's made of.
I agree with you there, and you guys have a lot of time to rest up now here as you have a full week off until next Saturday when you guys have a game at American Falls on the road. Another road game, 4 straight road games, and the final question I'll leave you with there is not necessarily how you're going to rest these kids up over the week, because again, with that much time, that's not necessarily a concern, but how do you get your kids ready for another road game, and what does it do to the kids when you have those 2 home games and then you go on such a long trip on the road?
Well, that's the positive thing of this whole schedule is we're going to have a lot of home games come the first of the year, and that's what you want going into the district tournament. That's where you want to be peaking, kind of going into that district tournament. So, with that being said, getting to play in our home gym is going to be an advantage to us. These kids are going to go to, let's see, we got American Falls, they've got Marsh Valley, and then they've got 3 away, long bus ride up to Parma. But we had success in Parma last year. Hopefully they can go up there and come home on a win streak and carry that right into when we start our district play at the first of the year.
We can definitely hope for that, Coach. Thank you, as always, for coming up and talking with us. And I'll give you another insight on this one, too. Our Trail Canyon Lodge Bed and Breakfast play of the game. I do have to go back to that first quarter, and this just goes to show what this team is and how well this team works together when they're on. That pass from Hiram Brown to Will Crest, 2 kids who are normally bench players, down low in the paint, a no-look behind-the-back pass to Will Crest, who came in and took the basketball and laid it up and in. An absolute gorgeous play down low in the post in that first quarter.
Oh, you're absolutely right. It's pleased to see Hiram understand and recognize who's open when he got the ball down there, and he made a great pass to Will, which Will complimented and gave him an assist and finished the basket.
That'll give us a chance to take a break now. Coach Erickson, thank you again for taking the time to talk. We'll be back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale, and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish! Dad.
Oh, come on. This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Or maybe he's teething.
Maybe it's just a phase.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Back here on KBRV 800 The Bear, wrapping up our post-game show. Still a couple things to get to, including our sports update. Give you a couple updates on things that have happened in the last couple of days. Today, Devin Adams ended up taking second at the Marsh Valley Wrestling Tournament. Congratulations to him in the 182-pound weight classification. Only one loss over at that tournament, so a big weekend for him. The Grace girls basketball team had a 46-32 game against Malad. That gave them a win. Also going on tonight, the Grace boys team is taking on Malad. The North Jam boys and girls teams taking on Rockland. Final numbers from this one as we look down the statistics. The Soda Springs Cardinals' Henry Workman had 14 points and 10 rebounds, a double-double for the Cardinals for the sophomore. A big night for him. 7 points, 10 rebounds for Tanner Myers. 6 points, 4 rebounds for Josh Ball. 6 points, 5 rebounds for Will Kress. 3 points and a single board for Hiram Brown as well as Kyle Olson. 4 and 4 for Will Sims, and 5 points, 0 rebounds for Riley Harris. All of that coming in the second quarter of play. On the other side for Sugar-Salem, they were led on the night by Jed Baldwin. 13 points, 8 of them in the second half to go with 7 rebounds. Parker Miller had 10 points and 6 rebounds. 7 points and 2 boards for Luke Holt. 6 points and 4 rebounds for Jace Hymas. And other than that, there weren't really many big scores for Sugar-Salem and the Diggers. 10 players scoring for the Diggers tonight. Only 2 players did not crack the scoreboard for the Cardinals. Everybody who got out there other than Dylan Downs was able to crack the scoreboard, so 8 players scoring for Soda Springs. Here's our sports update. We had a chance to talk with Darcy Nelson from the Soda Springs Music Directions here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Caleb Burgraff here with Darcy Nelson, the band and music director over at Soda Springs High School. And Darcy, you guys just got done with your December musical concert, and from everything that I've heard you talking to me about, it sounded like it went really well.
It did. The kids got up there with confidence and they performed their pieces almost flawless. They did a great job.
When you look at something like that, were you nervous getting up onto the stage with the kids, especially when you have such a wide variety of ages that are getting up onto the stage during one night?
The only thing that's nerve-wracking about the concert is making sure the flow goes as quickly as possible. One group off with the next group on, so you don't lose your audience.
When you talk about the audience, what were they like? And after the concert, obviously you get a chance to go out and mingle with them out in the lobby. What were their reactions like when you were talking to them after the show?
A lot of positive feedback, especially with the kids, with the parents of the younger kids, hearing their student perform the basic pieces and then seeing the progression up. I had a lot of parents that were really excited and were saying things like, it's going to be so exciting when so-and-so is in that high school band.
When you can get the parents involved like that too, get them excited, I think that's a huge step forward in building a band program as well, don't you think?
It is. In fact, we have a band booster program that we've just started this year with parents that are getting involved, helping us with fundraising and aspects of the music program, and it's fun to have the parents here with us.
Great stuff continuing to grow the program. What about the kids? Now that some of them, obviously the younger kids having their first, let's talk about them first. Their first concert experience, what were their reactions like for the really young kids that are just starting a band?
They were so excited. You know, they were nervous to going into it. They're like, I have butterflies in my tummy. But when they were done, they said, oh, that was so much fun. I can't wait for the next one.
When you talk about the older kids too, they've been there, they've done it before. The nerves probably aren't necessarily there as much as it is for the younger kids. What were their reactions after they got done with the concert and with performing in front of their parents?
they were relieved. They're tired of the music. They want new music, so they were just like, oh, finally it's done.
You also had the Soda Pops playing or performing last night as well. How did that portion of the concert go? And was there a difference in the reaction from the crowd for the singing compared to the music, or was it pretty much a good reaction all the way through?
It was good all the way through. We had lots of applause, some hoots and hollers from, proud parents. The thing with the Soda Pops is I think I've seen their confidence grow, and that's what the parents said to me too, is how confident the kids looked and sounded.
Couple more questions for you on the concert side of things. And for next year, what are there any things that you want to switch around for next year's concert or for concerts in the future? Any new ideas that you had come up to you while you were watching the kids and helping them through the performance?
My major concern for next year is the growth of our program. We had a full packed house. And though that's exciting to see, I like to keep my groups together so that parents and students themselves can see the progression. But with a full house this year, I'm worried that we won't be able to do that next year.
So maybe do a concert series through an entire week or something like that. That could be an interesting way to possibly spread it out and make it better. The other question I had for you is, now that you have this done, one more big performance coming up, and this is your chance to really push the musical. You guys are doing Princess What's Her Name. Thank you for wearing the T-shirt so I can remind the name of that one. Give everybody the details on that one and give them a good reason to come out and watch this musical performance.
We will be producing this show next week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 o'clock p.m. The kids are super excited. If you see the Princess What's Her Name T-shirts around town, you can read the back, and it tells you the characters that they are playing in the musical. It's exciting. It's a funny show. It's great music, so I encourage you to come out and watch what we're doing.
Darcy, as always, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. I'm looking forward to the musical. I will promise you I'll be there for one of those showings for that. Thank you again for the time that you take to talk with us.
Thank you.
One more break coming up here on KBRV 800 The Bear. After this, we will send it back to regular programming as we have a final wrap-up here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a left.
You are not going to
Then what you're
going
to do is turn onto Marcy Avenue.
just broke up,
and go past
and
the first
apparently
3
she's
lights,
happy
and then
about
take
it.
the next left.
I don't really
then
think
drive 5
she's
more
happy,
blocks,
but
and you should be
who
there.
am I to judge, right?
Park on the
Anyway,
right.
That's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Welcome back out to the home of the Sugar-Salem Diggers, where they come away with a 59-48 victory over Soda Springs and the Cardinals in a final wrap-up of this one. We're going to be next on the air next week on Tuesday. It'll be back to girls basketball as the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals will be traveling to Snake River. Only 3 games going on next week that we're going to be carrying. Soda Springs will again be in action against Malad as the girls basketball team will be opening up their District 5 play against the Lady Dragons. And then on the 19th, the Soda Springs boys basketball team will be at American Falls. We're going to try and also see if we can get the Grace girls basketball games and boys basketball games at the Flaming Gorge Classics. We'll keep you updated on whether or not those will be on the air or not. Still working on trying to solve that here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Thanks again for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Cardinals post-game show here on KBRV, as the proceeding has been a sports production and sports broadcast of Old West Media Incorporated and Cook Brothers Broadcasting. No portion of this production or broadcast can be reused without express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Tonight's executive producer is Val Cook. I'd also like to thank our sales manager as well as our office manager, Kim Miller, and general manager, Warren Cook. Thanks to all of our sponsors and to you for tuning in. Once again, our final score is 59-48. The Cardinals dropped by 11 points to Sugar-Salem and the Diggers. I'm Caleb Burgraff. Until next time, let's go Cardinals. Let's go Caribou County.
We hope you have enjoyed this presentation of Caribou County basketball on KBRV The Bear and online at MyLocalRadio.com. Visit our website for a full schedule of upcoming games and for recaps of every game we have covered this year. Until next time we take to the air with Caribou County Sports, goodbye and good night.